GM, everybody. Welcome you all. We are here for our first demo day of the year, the AI demo day. Welcome, Mateos, GM. How's everything?
Good. We have a very special guest today to help run the show in the backstage and inviting of the best founders in the area into make sure that it's well reached in the best corners in the world. And speaking no less of AJ Green from the I Collective. We put you up to the stage, brother. It's nice to have you
Welcome.
here.
Hello, hello. Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to get this first demo day of the year kicked off, man. Let's make some history.
Yeah, brother. And thank everyone for watching. Come here to pitch and to demo. It's going to be a great showcase.
Yeah.
Well, before we begin, AJ, maybe 1 minute just to explain everyone why the AI Collective is doing those demos, what's the purpose, what kind of campaign we are cooking here, right? So that we get people excited.
100%. So thank you guys for having me. Super proud to be here with Venture Miner, some of my favorite people in the entire industry, honestly. So a little bit about the collective. We are a global nonprofit AI community. We were founded 3 years ago in San Francisco. Since that moment in time, we have had one mission and one mission only, which is to solve the question of what does it mean to be human in the AI era. And through that, we have hosted over 1,000 events in 175 chapters with a little over 200,000 members, which will make an official announcement coming up soon. And more importantly, in 50 plus countries. So what originally started as a dream in SF to bring people together to talk about AI has now become a global community. And the reason why we are here today and in full support of Venture Miner is because we want to see the talent that exists around the globe. And I think part of being a global community means that we're not just looking for the people that are in major tech hubs like SF, New York, Paris, London, whatever. We actually believe that there's so much signal that is in these emerging markets and people like yourself who should be able to pitch your products and should be able to get investments. And so we want to create the forum and the place where you can go and it is accessible, you can attend virtually, and you get connected with investors. So one thing that we'll be doing to help support today's demo day is we'll be looking actually through all of the submissions from startups and then putting it into our investor network. So you'll have a full demo pitch. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me via email. My email is aj@aicollective.com. If there's any other ways that our community can help support, that is what we're here for. But back to the man, the myth, the legend, Mateos.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much for the support. Let me pull everyone. Thanks, Russo. So thank you very much for the support, AJ. I guess it's just the beginning of a big cities, big collaboration, and it's nice to see that all of the content is going to be spread out to the network of investors, which is one of the most massive network investor communities in the world, as far as I know, for AI and for tech. So this is going to be a great opportunity. I wish this is fruitful.
Oh yeah.
Let's get to it without further ado.
Yeah.
Also, so what do we have for today? Tell AJ what's going to be the run of the show so that we can get up to speed here.
Awesome. So let's go. Let's start. We're gonna have three great projects in this first slot. We have three slots. So how do we get those projects? Those projects, they come directly from our events inside our Luma calendar, and that's where you be able to apply to pitch with us. Throughout the year, we're gonna have a lot of those events and a lot of opportunities for you guys to be here with us and basically show your project to the world, at least to our community. But yeah, this is our calendar where you can see we have all great, incredible events. You can subscribe to our calendar, and that's how you get news from our events. If you want to actually pitch with us, please grab your builder subscription. It's free. Don't miss it. And then you'll be able to pitch, for example, and this great event we're here right now. And that's what we have to say for now. And we can just go ahead and bring our judges up and let them present themselves, say a little bit about themselves and who they are and what they can bring to the table. Right, guys?
Yeah. And so if I could add one more thing on top of there, this is something that we want to be having all the time. There's no reason not to have more demo days all the damn time. So this is the first one of the year. We're going to have many, many more to come. So if you guys didn't get a chance to submit for this particular demo day, there'll be plenty more opportunities. And shout out to both Augusto and Mateos for the help on this too. Thank you guys.
No, thank you, man. Yeah.
I'm going to the audience. I'm going to enjoy the show.
Oh, that's great. But may we invite you for judging a few of the projects, asking
Sure.
questions, and oh, brother, that's great. You are awesome. Let me count on you as well in the board of judges. And let's get started with the invites. Right? We have a lot of demos, so 9 demos. We're going to try and cap it at 15 minutes. Not always we can, but we're going to try so that we can fit the whole content in 3 hours. We're going to do the clipping. If you guys check our YouTube channel later, you're going to see that we do have all of the marketing and the clipping on the video, so this can be easier to ingest later. Not everyone wants to go to 3 hours of content, I know, but today is going to be these 9 presentations. We're going to try and fit it all in the 3 hours. So let's get started with this. Augusto, with Colin judges, now with AJ as well in the panel. Thank you very much for the
Awesome. Let's bring everybody up. So welcome Matthew, welcome Ankit, welcome Kiran. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. I have no words. Your expertise will be great for us, for the viewers, and mostly for the founders that we're gonna have here. So again, thank you all for being here, and please present yourselves. Matthew.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you for the invite. My name is Matthew. I work as a senior AI at Siemens Energy, and I come. I try to solve like a real pain points in energy industries, where people want to build digital solutions for energy assets deployed in the world. So imagine like trying to assess the health of a system sitting in your room, right? So virtually. So that's something that I'm currently working on, and I've been working in the field of AI, deep learning, and ML ops for the last 5 years, and quite excited for this opportunity, judging opportunity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Kiran, please talk a little bit about yourself. I guess you're muted. We cannot hear you.
It probably looks like mic permissions. By the way, Matthew, there is probably like a mile away from me in Oregon. So one of the locations that's next to the Intel fab.
Oh.
So you guys are close by.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, like one of the Intel Round Lake Acres is like one of the largest fabs on the West Coast, and they have like a Siemens that's right next door. So I get to interact with a lot of people from that company.
That's awesome. What a coincidence.
Small world, right?
Oh, maybe your network that's too big, AJ. That's great. Let's add Kiran again.
Hey,
probably mic permissions, right?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Go ahead.
All right, so my Chrome was blocking my connections. So yeah, thanks for the invite, Augusto. So I've been working with Zions National Bank as a principal software engineer for data engineering projects. So I'm kind of leading the AI initiatives for the data engineering for the regulated industries, especially in the banking domain. Yeah, so I've been at multiple events. One of my last event was AJ Green, AI Collective, a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a great initiative, AJ. Yep, looking forward to see today's presentations.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Ankit.
Hey everyone, I'm Ankit. I'm a principal engineer at LinkedIn, where I've spent like the last decade building and scaling infrastructure. My current focus is leading our machine learning training platform, where we manage the end-to-end training lifecycle, We also work on like modernizing our GPU fleet, bringing in like we have on-prem data centers, so bringing in new technologies like InfiniBand, Rocky, all the new GPU SKUs. And I also work with our vertical owners like Feed, Ads to optimize their models so that we can get the most out of our GPU. Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I'm very much looking forward to see what everyone has built and hopefully provide some useful feedback.
Awesome. I bet we're gonna have great feedback from all you guys. So without further ado, let's introduce our first presenter of today. I will put you guys to the backstage area again so he can have the full main stage. Okay? See you guys soon. And let's give a big warm welcome to Jian and his Ipe City project. Jian, are you here with us?
Yes, hey guys, thanks for the opportunity. I will turn off my camera because my internet's not reliable right now, but I can turn on again afterwards.
We
Okay.
should have a horn or something whenever a Brazilian founder come to pitch, bro. Let's prep that for the next event. Brazil.
Exactly. I think it's an amazing idea.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
can I?
Yeah, go ahead, John. Talk a little bit about yourself. If you have something to present, you can share, and then I will pull it up to the stage area. Okay.
Okay.
You can have the stage now.
I will show my screen. Just a second. Okay, can you hear can you see my screen?
Yeah, everybody sees. You can start now.
Amazing. So thanks, guys. I'm Jean Hansen. As the guy says, I'm Brazilian, born here, and I'm building Ipe City. So just a second. Okay. It was in the last slide. Okay. Just a quick context. I'm pretty sure everyone know about this, but governance has been in fast decline over the last few decades, and several problems ranging from misallocation of resources, declining individual liberties, cultural polarizations, regulatory drag in tech innovations. And the main reason behind that is because our political institutions, our governance systems they run in a very, very old operating system. It's still based in political institutions, humans, paper. It's strongly tied to geography, to territory. And meanwhile, our digital economy, our modern economy already runs over the internet. This happened over the last 20 years. Uses codes and protocols. It's global. The security is based on cryptography and so on and so forth. So it's pretty obvious that the next step for startups is building new cities, building new governance platforms, governance services. So we are seeing this across the world already with Zuzalu, the Vitalik Buterin's project in Montenegro, which is a pop-up city. Prospera is a physical place, a startup city there. Also Network School, it's a physical place in Singapore, and hundreds of other projects. So startups are coming for the governance sector, for the institutions, for these public services, let's say. So, and actually people are moving to these places. So why they are seeking these new spaces, these new communities. So mostly there's several problems, mostly because they feel lost about the AI-driven future of work, automation, and these kind of things. There's a huge loneliness crisis across the world, and ambitious builders, entrepreneurs, they feel stuck under red tape. So if you are building in the frontier, biotech, crypto, AI, energy, and this kind of industry, you feel have difficulties to launch your projects. So that's why we are building EPCity. We build spaces where techno-optimists, people that are building the frontier, can thrive in this new economy, this crypto AI economy. So basically, we have a full stack community connecting physical hubs with a super app. So in the app, it's a platform, so members can deploy their own apps. Basically, it's an economic engine. It's a microeconomy, and you can have access to jobs opportunity as well, grants, learning centers. So it's a space for opportunities to connect with this global network of companies and protocols and partners. And in the physical spaces, you have access to co-working, classes, and pop-up villages, meetups, hackathons. And if you want the passport, you can have access to this community. Our MVP, our first results was IP Village. So we host Brazil's first pop-up village. What is a pop-up village or a pop-up city? It's a 1-month social experiment where global talents, hundreds of talents, come to a neighborhood. In that case, it's Florianopolis, a neighborhood in Florianopolis in the Brazil South, to prototype community apps. So we attract over 170 residents. We vibe coded more than 30 apps, including on-chain marketplace, smart doors, dashboards for the community, and peer-to-peer crypto payments, and many other things. So we produced a documentary about the industry as well, which was pretty successful so far. We are backed by Balaji Srinivasan, the author of the Network State book, Solana Foundations, ENS, DAO, and other partners. Our business model basically is membership for individuals and for companies. So companies can use our platform as a product launchpad to beta test with the early adopters, residents, and platform fee over the apps. We are establishing permanent hubs, mostly in Brazil for now, but we are starting in Prospera and in Singapore as well. And our goal is to expand these nodes across the world over the next decade. And that's the main idea. We want to update our communities, the way that these communities are governed, using code, using AI, using decentralized protocols, and create these opportunities for builders. Thank you.
Awesome.
Gusto, you are muted. Yeah.
My background is noisy. I have 2 kids at home, so that might happen sometimes. Thank you, Jean. Thank you for being here. Thank you for presenting. It's an enormous project, and it looks like it's gonna go far. Yeah, thank you for being here. Let me just bring all the judges up so we can start having our meaningful and great conversation. AJ, where are you? I guess
AJ is watching the
awesome
in the crowd. Yes.
Perfect. So guys, we can start top to bottom, and then we'll be able to we'll have 10-15 minutes to complete this Q&A. So please, that's in the first round, just 1 question per judge. Okay. Kieran, you can go first.
Yeah, I mean that's a great initiative, John. Um,
Thank you.
so you've got people. Uh, is it just an like on premises thing, or is it a virtual event as well? Do you guys provide virtual events?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat the question?
No, is it like a virtual initiative as well, or is it just the you just bring in people at one place and then do the
Yeah, our strategy is to first establish a permanent hub in Brazil and really master how we run this node and grow the community there. And just after that, we are going to expand it to other places and replicate the model to special zones. So Prospera, we have a close partnership with Prospera already and Balaji and Network School. So these are two special economic zones that we are more
okay?
close, and then we want to explore expand to Zanzibar in Africa and other places. But in the next, I would say 2 to 3 years, we are going to focus a lot in Florianopolis.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a great initiative. Yeah, no questions. I'm good.
Thanks.
Awesome, thank you, Kieran. Suman, you were kind of in the middle. Do you wanna ask something? You wanna bring your feedback?
No, I think it's a great initiative. I'll skip any question because I just joined a little late. I'll let the others to go.
Okay, awesome. So Ankit, please.
Yeah, great project. So one question is like, what's the motivation of like individuals that are, uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, everybody can hear you.
Okay, so it just the screen just came off. Yeah, so I'm just curious, like, what's the motivation of individuals that are joining? Like, are they students who are looking to upskill themselves, or they are like individuals who have like product ideas that want to like quickly find partners to sort of make progress?
Yeah, great question. So we have two targets. So the first we used to call like the powerless and the power user. So the powerless quote is the guy like was born in a jurisdiction which is not great. There's no economic opportunity, and he wants to just learn, connect with the global economy, learn English, and find a job earning in dollars in tech. So that's the first person, and of course, he wants to be around people that think like that, like it's ambitious, believes in growth, believes in innovation, this kind of thing. In Latin America, we have a mix of culture. Some places they don't share the same principles. And the power user is the founder who wants to launch a energy project or AI or crypto in the frontier. And they need a environment with special regulation. So we are walking towards a place where we can develop these special economic zones or leverage on already existing special economic zones to provide these environments for these builders. So Silicon Valley right now is kind of messy as well. There's a lot of crypto suffered a lot with regulation there. So people already are flying to Asia, to Singapore, to Dubai, to better places with more stable legal systems in better and more modern jurisdictions. So we want to help develop these spaces so these builders can launch their projects.
Very cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your question. Matthew.
Yeah, that was a great initiative, Jean. So I would say, like in this world of AI, I think it's quite important to be human, and to be human is like to tell the stories, like to reach out your ideas to the world, and to create a platform for that is a really great, appreciable kind of thing. But one thing that I have a question for you is, what made you realize that there is a need for a platform like this, and at least starting from Brazil? Like, did you look out in the other market? Like, is there any other tool similar to it that can pull the traction from local, AI talent pool? And what was the need? And number two is, uh, how do you advertise your, let's say, your platform to the people? Like, do you go to through Facebook or social media, or how do you get to how do you get the traction? How do you let the people know that, hey guys, there's a tool like this, come check it out?
Yeah, great questions. So the first is why is important? Why? So my background is technology. I was developer for 10 years. I'm in crypto since 2015, since the Ethereum launch. So I'm pretty close with all the open source, decentralized technologies, mobile technologies, all this startup ecosystem. But I'm also have a background in politics, more like just intellectual interest. And I was in my city, was close to the administration, and always wonder like why we are not using these amazing technologies like the internet. Why still in 2025 we don't have a app for your city where you can see the public spendings, you can vote in particular things or influence the budget of specific projects, and so on and so forth. And now with like crypto, with AI, it became like unsustainable. It's like it's the same at the same time we have like wonderful, powerful magic technologies like Claude or ChatGPT and this kind of thing. And at the same time, you have like a democracy that you vote every 4 years. Like it's completely, the gap is so huge that we need to update the system. And that's why it's like we have powerful technologies. We can govern our communities, our cities 100x better than what is in place right now. So that's the main reason. About the distribution it's a very hard problem. So right now we are our go-to market is to be. I'm very well connected with most of these communities. I'm producing the documentary, so I visit most of this community, and we are connected with these early adopt communities to bring to the city. So the first editions we bring people mostly from X that follow us there, and Discord groups, Discord chats, and Telegram chats. So it's not yet LinkedIn or Instagram. It's more X because they are early adopters, and Discord groups and Telegram groups. But very soon we are going to expand to other channels.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Do you guys have any other questions that might have come up during John's answers?
So one thing that I feel is like it's not just the technology, but it's also like policy shift as well, a paradigm policy shift as well, right? Because having great products is one thing, but then overcome the local, let's say, policy shift is it could be a Herculean task depending on the place, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, it's the strategy, long-term strategy, is to grow a very aligned community that shares the same fundamentals, some values, and we use this community and the economic platform to have leverage over local communities, and you can influence small changes in the legal system. So you can change a small regulatory, a small regulation, for example, an easy way to open a company, or just a tax reductions into an industry, or a more streamlined way to execute clinical trials, for example. So we are seeing this kind of thing. So it's not like changing everything in the short term, but with this community, you have leverage to change and create regulatory sandbox and special zones, and then scale from there.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Jean. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Do you wanna give just a quick last words, shout out, and then we can go to the next presenter?
Of course, just thank you guys for the opportunity. My email is there. If you have any more questions, we are fundraising a pre-seed. We can discuss later. Thank you, awesome. August. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you.
Great project, incredible project. I actually had a sneak peek on it, and I was impressed. And speaking of impressed, let's bring our next presenter up to the main stage. So Christian, please welcome.
Hello, Augusto. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Can you hear me? It's all good.
Yeah, we all can hear you. It's all good. We can see you fine. Please introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Christian Karp. I'm originally from Bucharest, Romania. And funny story, I came to San Francisco last summer. After my app hit like 40,000 users, I sold my apartment, and I just decided I need to be where the magic happens, when the AI happens in San Francisco. So I've been there ever since. AI Collective has been amazing. I love the community, and I'm really excited for this event today. Thank you so much, Augusto.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. If you have anything that you wanna share your screen, please you can just hit share, and then we'll bring it up to the main stage.
Give me one sec. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see. So the stage is yours.
Amazing. Well, one of my first jobs, my first real and last jobs, was as a TV newsreel editor when I was a kid. It feels like a long time ago. And after that, I started doing startups. And while doing startups and doing products, one of the biggest challenges hasn't been building the product, but actually telling the story of the product, creating content for the product. And a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, actually, where all the AI stuff was blowing up, I said, okay, I need to use AI to create videos for my startup. And I tried using all the AI tools out there in the market, and it turned into AI slop. It took me a couple of hours to create like a 1-minute video, and I wasn't pleased with it. So meantime, I said to myself, I'm an engineer. I'm also a product, tech, marketing person. And I said, okay, I can build something that is going to turn an idea, a script, into a video. So I started building something. I wrote a quick script, like at first. And at that time, I had a client of mine that they were creating videos using Google Slides. It's funny, like, to think about it, turning Google Slides into an actual video. And I said, okay, look, I have this solution. I can, give me your use case, and I can create a video for you. What do you need? And they gave me a couple of examples of marketing videos, and I just put them into my script. And in a couple of minutes, I had some really nice videos, and they liked the result, and they said, "Okay, we want this. We want this." So that's the story of how I sold this product before even like fully building it to that client. And ever since, I said to myself, "Hey, look, it's not just B2B clients. It's not just businesses and corporations and marketing agencies that need video content. It's literally every one of us, founders, small business owners, content creators, especially those content creators that we see on social media." And that's how I launched Shorts AI. I created a mobile app to enable everyone to turn their ideas into videos in minutes. And ever since we launched a really scrappy version of the product, we managed to get to 119,000 users organically. And that's been quite a ride. So to get back to my point, when I started working with AI video, even today in 2026, to create a video leveraging AI and all the tools out there, a 1-minute video, it takes hours and hours. And imagine all those hundreds of millions of creators. Some of them might have video editing teams, but most of them edit the videos themselves. I'm not just talking about generative AI, I'm talking about all the raw footage as well. And right now, to create an AI video, you gotta go to Midjourney, and then go to Runway, and then go to Kling, and at the end of the day, you might even get AI slop, and you need to know prompting. So I feel like, we're all technical here, but for everyone out there, they shouldn't need to learn prompting to be able to create a video, to tell the story, their business story, their life story, anything. So we made it as simple as typing a few words to create a video. And not just a video that can become viral, a video that sells, a video that tells your story. And, it's hard to think about, even with Sora and Grok out there, it is still very complicated. You need to know all the prompting knowledge, all the AI knowledge. So my thinking is, as YC says, A16Z says, every major startup school says, a product has to be intuitive by design. We shouldn't require users to have a high learning curve. We shouldn't require them to change the way they've been doing things. So we created a really intuitive design that allows you to type in your idea, type in your script, or we're even working with Hollywood filmmakers, and we just signed with a Hollywood studio to turn their ideas, their scripts, into proof of concepts, which would have taken maybe months and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do. And right now, they can just do it within a couple of weeks or even less. And we're bringing this design to everyone. We're bringing the way that Hollywood used to create motion pictures, the process that's been in place for so long, to the regular user, to the mom and pop shop. If they want to create a video about their restaurant, they can just do it from their own pocket. And they don't need to know AI. They don't need to know prompting. They don't need to know anything like that. And we're seeing a lot of users create videos that are becoming viral right now. Like this example over here, a professional beauty tutorial video. A user just literally, this is one of the videos that one of my users created. And I get astonished by even me, myself, I get astonished by the quality and the storyline and the fact that they were able to do it in just a couple of minutes. Like, it's wow, even for me. One of the really amazing stories that I had when I started this project, people just started going into my app. I know it sounds funny. Some people call it an overnight success. I call it a 15-year-old overnight success. One of the users, when we launched the storytelling engine, they found the app on the App Store. and they started playing with it. And there was a bug. The app wasn't working, and I sent her an email, and she told me, you know, I love this app. I know it's buggy. I'm gonna keep using it. So thank you for doing this. And I was like, oh wow, I must be doing something right. And it's amazing because we've got users that spend over $700 on the app in like 2 months, which is, to think about it organically, it's crazy. This is us. I've been launching startups and businesses for the last 15 years or so. I've got marketing experience. I've got product tech experience. And Georgia, she is our CTO and co-founder. She joined us last year, and it's been amazing. Together, we're literally working on not just AI video, not just generative AI, but actually changing the way, reshaping the way video editing and production is done for the masses out there. Basically, you have a raw video and you can just edit it in minutes instead of hours. And we've got a team of advisors and partners from YC, Hollywood, Intel, and other big companies. And I'm really excited for this. We're raising $500,000 to reach our first 1 million users. We're gonna reach them organically either way, but I want to speed that up. And not just that, I want to build more and more and more value, because I've been in San Francisco and Los Angeles. And first thing I did when I joined in San Francisco, I bought a motorcycle. And I'm commuting on my motorcycle between San Francisco and Los Angeles. In LA, I'm meeting with content creators, and I'm building this with them, for them. So thank you so much for bearing with me. And if you want to join us on this amazing ride of shaping the future of video editing and production, I'd really love to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Christian. Great project. Let me just remove your screen. If you wanted to show something during the Q&A, you can just ask us and then we'll pull it up, okay? Let's bring all the judges back so we can have our Q&A. Everybody? Yep, everybody's here. So, awesome. Go ahead, Matthew, please.
Hi, Christian. Great. Hi. Once again, it goes along the lines of storytelling, right? People are looking for platforms to tell stories, and it's a great thing. And so one question that I have is like, you mentioned, it's not clear to me how the user interface looks like, but what I understand is like you have a prompt. Maybe you can just tell a vision that you have in your head, like I need a video we need to create a video like something like this. But you also mentioned that you have to add some kind of a raw video into it, like as a reference. So is it more like a multi-model, like you can add images or videos, short videos, and you can edit it? Because the point is, while we're talking about your app like this, today I read the news that YouTube is deleting a lot of AI videos from the platform. So there's some kind of a balance, right? Generating new AI videos on one end, and then trying, so how do you handle that thing? What kind of? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Matthew. That is a really, really good question. And my vision is that people shouldn't know prompting to use AI video. And even more than that, to answer your question about multimodality, that is what we're also working on. We started with generative AI. We actually started with stock footage of all the things, and then added generative AI. And now we're also adding raw footage. We're piloting this with creators that have more than 11 million followers combined. We're basically, besides just, I'm also saying like, okay, people, content creators, everyone is craving authenticity. Okay, and AI can bring us AI avatars. It can bring us animations, short films, whatever through AI. But the real world footage that people are still spending hours and hours and weeks sometimes. I mean, I've got a creator that said that his content editing turnaround is at least a couple of weeks. and editors are just turning him down because he has so much content and people don't have time to do it. And my vision for the future of this is not with prompting. You know, it's implementing a design that is as intuitive that it doesn't disrupt their existing way of their existing processes, right? It has to be as seamless as possible. And we're basically doing both GenAI and both raw footage. The app right now is a mobile app that's launched both on App Store and Google Play Store. And it has the generative AI capabilities. The user adds their own idea, story, brand, images, whatever they want. And it creates that story for them. They don't need to know prompting. Storytelling is a great skill. I've seen users that know storytelling and then they're doing a great, like an amazing job on the app, right?
Yep. So what about the length of the video? So it's not a real content creation, right? There should be some kind of a what's the length of video that gets generated? For example, is it 6 seconds or 30 seconds?
So right now with the generative AI storytelling engine, we've got up to a minute, and we're increasing that to unlimited scenes. We're working on the feature as we speak. And for the raw footage capabilities, we're basically doing storytelling for creators. So they can upload like hours and hours and hours of footage, and our AI analyzes that footage as a real human video editor would, and then we can tell their stories through our own editing. The idea is, let's say you have raw footage and you're already an established creator, and you can actually upload your raw footage, upload an existing edited video as a sample, and we're working on a way to make that happen and have that raw footage edited in your own style. So it's a bit more than generative AI. Generative AI is amazing, and combining all of them together is really mind-blowing.
Really cool.
Thank
Nice
you, Matthew.
idea.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew, for your questions. Kiran.
So yeah, hey Christian. So it's great to hear how you were inspired to create this app, your story. So who is your primary customers today? Is it the YouTubers or the filmmaking crew, or who's your primary customers? And can they use your video to monetize whatever the output that you guys gave commercially?
Yes. Thank you so much for the question, Kiran. Really great question. Right now, the users that we have out of the 119,000 users, most of them are emerging content creators. So we're talking about people that want to be content creators, that have tried a lot of apps out there, and it either takes too much time or the learning curve is just too high. So for example, this user of ours, they went through so many apps, and they had to go through ChatGPT and then Midjourney and then Runway and all that stuff. Not talking about just generative AI, right? And when they found our app, they said, okay, I have some ideas in mind. I can just make them happen. I can just test them out. So this is the emerging content creator that I'm talking about. You know, there's over 200 million content creators out there, and everybody nowadays wants to be a content creator, but they don't know where to start. So we're actually making it easy for them to start. And even more so, we're helping them monetize their ideas. Videos that have been created with our app, like even generative AI videos, they can easily be monetized. We're getting hundreds of thousands of views on some of those videos, right? And even with the raw footage, like the next layer of it, if you have a story and you don't know editing, I mean, that's one of the biggest barriers right now. And we're working on lowering that barrier without having to go through all of the other like tools out there, because there's professional tools and there's like really kids tools, right? That anyone can use. And we're kind of trying to be in between, because we're not targeting those big professionals, right? but not the lower tiers ones as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're also experimenting with like Hollywood studios, with filmmakers, because our tool is powerful enough that really anyone that knows storytelling can leverage it to create those proof of concepts, storyboarding, and everything.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran, for the question. We're kind of running a little bit late, so we have 2 more quick questions, Suman and Ankit. Please, Suman, go first.
Yeah, sure. So I can go. So thanks so much, Christian. I think this is a pretty interesting space, and surely quite competitive as well, as Matthew mentioned. I just have 2 small questions. Since we have not exposed to the user experience, I'm hoping that we are using a lot of different models through API. Correct me if I'm wrong, or we are having our own model under the hood. If you're using API, how we are selecting which model is the right one in terms of price and user experience. And the second question is more on moderation. How is this platform handling the content moderation? Because we are just putting the prompt in the wild. So what are the strategies that the product is using under the hood for moderation?
Sure. Thank you so much, Suman, for the question. I have a question for you guys. So I had some videos on the slides. Did they play?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So in terms of content moderation, we're already doing content moderation, and we've got some constraints as well. And you're not allowed to create certain types of images that depict sexuality or profanity or anything like that. And in terms of our backend, we are integrating all of the models on the market right now. And my thinking and my logic behind it is that users should not know which model they should choose. I mean, we should choose for them. And that's basically how I'm envisioning the future. And that's how the future is going to be. People should not need to know about Kling, Sora, VO3, and all of that stuff. As we already know, the space is really competitive and things are changing from one week to another. And it's really hard to keep up with all of that. And that's how I started. That's how I started this startup from that very vision. I mean, regular people that need to do storytelling should not need to worry about what AI models are there on the market right now.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, I will be quick. I have a last, very quick question. Thank you, Christian. So I'm curious, what's preventing you from scaling to 1 million users today? So let's say you have another, such event where you have overnight success kind of thing. So what would be the bottleneck that you'll hit? Is it the inference cost, or is it your scalability of your platform?
So right now we're growing organically, and we're on trajectory to get to 1 million users by the end of the year organically, without me doing anything. I mean, we've not done any marketing right now. We've not invested any kind of money. Maybe I invest a couple of thousands in testing, like cost per user acquisition and LTV and CP and all that stuff. But we want to speed that process, right? I've been bootstrapping this project for so long, and we've started generating revenue as well. But we want to take it to the next level so that we impact more people. I've been focusing on customer feedback, and I've been focusing on getting people, involved with the product. We've got over 1,200 reviews on Google Play Store, and our average is 4.2. And more than that, we're just started experimenting with revenue and with increasing that revenue, and we're seeing results in low-income countries as well, like people that are using our app and are paying for our app. So I think we got something going on, and would like to take this to the next level.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Awesome questions. Great questions. Sorry. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for your presentation. Great project. I've been there. I tried to use AI tools to cut short videos, and it was a hassle. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for presenting.
Thank you, Augusto. Thank you so much for the.
Let's just move it back to the backstage area so we can bring our next presenter up. Paloma, please. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Augusto. I'm waiting for the Brazilian prop.
yeah, we have to work that out, Mateus. You're the sound stage guy.
Yeah, it's gonna be Brazil to play. Thank you for being here, Paloma.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here, and it's such an amazing thing you guys are building. So we're just super proud of even take this Saturday, like, right? We really love what you do when you're here. Could be Brazilian barbecuing, and you're here talking with great founders. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah, we're always glad to be here and to create this community. So yeah, present a little bit about yourself, say what you're up to, and you have the stage. Thank you.
Cool. So I'm gonna screen share here. Just give me 1 second. But I'm Paloma. I was born and raised in Brazil, and I think now you guys can see my slides. And let me see how that works. Everything good?
Yeah, we can see everything.
Awesome. So I'm here to share something very special that we've been up to for the past few years, which is we really believe that the landscape of founding and building a company has changed. And as startup founders ourselves, we've been grinding and building companies for about 10 years now. And there is this whole new breed of founders that we've been calling Phoenix founders that we've been seeing within ourselves, our friends, and our peers, which is seasoned founders that built before, they either burn or they're building it again. And they're really rethinking what it is founding a company, because we really are thinking about shorter teams, 1 to 5, AI native, conversions of blockchain, and building for human resilience. So there has to be a better way of being an entrepreneur than killing ourselves in the process. So we have created a community around building a safe physical node for founders that are building for human resilience, but really want to come together to have a healthy entrepreneurship way of living. We do believe that building digital first is very important, but there's still that importance, even if our core team spread across the globe, to come in real life once in a while. And we're lacking in the hubs and communities all across the globe, a place that we can meet our peers, that we can really create something that we believe is a community that we want to live in. So we believe founders today need 3 main things. They need jurisdiction arbitrage, so they don't want to get stuck in a bad jurisdiction. They need compute because they are no longer going to feed hundreds of employees' mouths, but they will feed their infrastructure. And they need community to create a better environment for them to be healthier, not need to live in the big centers, not need to compromise on their health and their habits and their families to build great things. So we built Founder House. It's a physical node that is unlocking the next frontiers of nomadic founders in Latin America. We started specifically with 1 physical hub, and it's a neighborhood accelerator. So think about the old ways where we have run accelerators before. We have built the buildings in the big cities. Now we're seeing more like our whole neighborhood and island as the accelerator. We've been building a founder village. We've been bringing people from all across the globe, and we have all this amazing success stories why we have picked this beautiful island in south of Brazil called Florianopolis to be our magic island. So Florianopolis is already the 2nd fastest growing nomad destination in the globe. It's the Brazilian capital of startups, but within a global environment, it's still not very competitive. So we've been working together, and you guys just heard of IPCity before to create a Floripa digital economic zone. This petition was launched about 3 months ago. We already have almost 4,000 signatures, and we are creating this first physical node where our community, our clubhouses, our infrastructure in real life connect with this online communities that can manifest itself in real life once in a while or permanently. So we have our Nomad Founder Club, which is your entry to communities, applications only. We have a solution called Founder Desk, which we are now trying to solve the digital incorporation and physical residency of founders that are participating in our network, in our nodes. And then, as you guys remember, so we are building the community, the jurisdiction arbitrage, and the AYA project, which is our alternative intelligence accelerator. We're really trying to figure out what do founders of the future or the present even need. Regarding infrastructure, we believe the future is more decentralized. Founders are going to co-own infrastructure and not depend in the big providers' cloud or physical infrastructure, and it's going to be a lot white label. So we have been working together with a lot of partners to figure out what's the best infrastructure we really need. So this is our core team. We're super proud to have sourced one of the best talents of Brazil and Latin America to come together. We are creating a co-ownership environment. So I'm not the single owner of Founder House. Our community is, and we're tokenizing every asset in the community and the ecosystem that we create, starting with our first clubhouse. We have this project called Founder House Forever, which we're tokenizing a real world asset, a physical 1,000 meter square beach house, which is our beach club, where founders come together and everybody owns it in its profits. And I think here is where vibe coding really comes in and what I wanted to share with you guys. So we are tokenizing not just a real world asset, we are tokenizing the whole ecosystem, and we're creating this digital experience. So our members come together as one with their interactions. So we created our first product during IPCity last year, which was almost simulating how you come in. So you created, and I'm going to showcase for you guys a little bit now, but you create your passport, you become a citizen, you start interacting and opening literally physical doors on chain, having access to our beer tap. We did a second version, all vibe coding. I use mostly Lovable because I'm not a technical founder. We push it in mini app on Base and Farcaster. We've been using a new tool from Brazil, from the island called Shipit, together with Cursor. And now we're going to have a third version. So think about like if Tony Stark met Soho House and build a Base app. That's pretty much what we're doing, is creating this whole ecosystem of founders from all across the globe that want to manifest themselves in real lives in our node. So I know you guys want a demo, so I'm going to show you very quickly on Farcaster if it works here. Otherwise, you guys can access on your Base app or Farcaster app what we build during vibe coding. So this is my profile on Farcaster. I log in here. I create my passport. So we're using ENS. And then I can create a subdomain. So this is my unique user forever now following me on chain. I can link to my profiles. And then within here, I have access to physical facilities. So I can literally open door and we vibe code our way into it. But also I had a lot of help from other developers to actually integrate our smart lock into our mini app. Very soon, we're going to be able to book the sauna, book the ice tub, meeting rooms, and all facilities. We created a little shop here where founders can have healthy founder products, including, for example, cacao nibs from a DAO that comes directly from the Amazon, specialty coffee, swags from our partners like Base. And you can book experiences too. So we're onboarding a lot of our events, including even like our canoe guide. There's Hawaiian Canoe. So we're bringing a lot of local vendors on chain by creating this experience. So all the app already works on chain. You can pretty much buy things, access physical in real life experiences as a token holder or as a member, depending on the level of access and which subclub you participate. So we have the subclub of Ethereum Floripa, we have the subclub of Base Founder House, we have the subclub of all these protocols that are manifesting itself within the house in the village we're creating. I think I went a little bit over time. I tried to speed through as much as we can. So just final information is we do have a round open. We are now acquiring the property. So the reward asset, which is about, it's going to be about to tokenize this asset, it's going to be about a $2 to $3 million total raise. So we're tokenizing first asset. We have a holding in Prospera, which is going to own all the assets created by the community, and all the assets will be tokenized, including later a potentially data center we're working on. And the whole idea is that founders create an ecosystem and benefit from something they co-own together, including the infrastructure we're building.
Awesome. What's up with the modernized villages and communities? That's awesome. I might need to move to the island. I live close to Floripa, but yeah, I think that's my next step. Thank you, Paloma. Great project. Let's bring up the judges. Let's start this conversation. Matthew and Kit.
Just so you know, Paloma, Augusto is a great barbecue grill master. He's vegetarian, but he has legendary skills on the craft. So maybe you need one or two.
Yeah, I'm up for everything. Awesome. So please, let's start. Matthew, I guess you're always on top when I pull you up. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, Paloma. So one question that I have is like, now this is the time to be like for example, for anyone with great ideas, like to start with a one-person business. Like you have an idea, you can wipe code the solution, and you can come up with an app like in a few hours or in days. You mentioned about the compute like resources, right? So you said you want to reduce the dependence on, let's say, the external cloud suppliers. How do you do that? Like, are you trying to come up with a local compute infrastructure? What's the plan along that lines?
Cool. So one thing is what we're building as a community, right? So as founders, we're building the infrastructure we need as a collective, which is our app to open doors, to access the infrastructure. And that's what we're vibe coding. As founders, we all run tech companies, right? So Founder House is a collective of founders that are building the next frontiers of AI, blockchain, and a lot of us, even Jean was featured here, right? But a lot of us are building products. So what we're really seeing as a need for ourselves, so we're neighbors, we share a lot of the same issues, and one of them is the dependency we have in the model. So we have one founder, for example, in the club that build agent, started having more traction in his business. His bill for OpenAI was starting with like $10,000, and the more traction he got, the more that ballooned to like almost a $200,000 bill by the third month. So we are dependent on those models. We want more infrastructure that we can control and own and have security. So we've been looking a lot at like parallel compute or new protocols, or even empowering, creating something together with the city. So we're talking with the city, with the state, about creating some co-ownership of infrastructure in the island. So our network of founders can invest together with this conglomerate. And that's a feasibility study we have been running for about a year. The U.S. Department of State has helped a little bit, the government, local, so we can understand what is even possible, but we're starting very small. So right now we have one of the maybe the largest AI clusters still in the globe, 296 Mac Minis, which is one specific company called High Order Company. They're testing these new models and algorithms. And instead of doing with a partner, they wanted to co-own their infrastructure. So we gave them all the backbone space, and we're kind of accelerating these founders, right? So we're a group of founders accelerating ourselves because we are the founders of building its own community. Different from most ecosystems of founders before, which VCs, or there was always a centralized third party that ran it. We are creating our own ecosystem and co-owning the infrastructure.
So we can build great things working together. That's the point, right? So yeah, that's amazing.
and living by the beach, which is this beautiful island called Florianopolis, Brazil. Hopefully, surfing and eating some great picanha Augusto can cook for us.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm up for it. Suman, please, you can bring your question.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Paloma. I think this is again a very exciting space, especially in the digital arena. So I just have one small question. In fact, two. One is, what is your revenue model in this, starting from anybody is onboarded? And second is, you mentioned in your pitch that this is an AI native founder specifically. So how do you define AI native in this sense? Are you specifically referring to some technology which the founder should come from, or the business should come from, or what is your rationale behind AI native?
Yeah, so we partner a lot with a lot of tools, right? So we're very agnostic in any sense, but we have hosted events and partnerships this past year with Windsurf. We just had last month a Cursor meetup in the island. We're talking with Raplet, and we give a lot of code. And we have actually a prompt night, which is a once a month, one founder sharing what they're building within the community. So we're really helping founders within this transition. Some founders still Web2, transitioning into Web3 business models that now are becoming more viable. But a lot of the founders that we are now ourselves and other peers, we're just going and rethinking our whole business models, because a lot of those companies don't even make more sense in the new era of AI, right? So a lot of the founders are still with traditional, older, 2 years ago business models. They're still working, but they're already rethinking what's their next thing now that a lot of what we built before is becoming disrupted. So I think that's a little bit like what we believe is AI native, is just founders, they're building everything AI first and rethinking their teams a lot. And then your first question, I forgot. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So the first part was more on the revenue model.
Okay. So instead of tokenizing a business first and then going to build it, we operated a clubhouse for about 2 years now. We created a sustainable business model, very much like a country club. So it's membership based. You become a token holder. You pay a membership fee, a lot like Soho House model. And then we have events. We have accommodations within the clubhouse. So the revenue model of the club now pays for itself. We made about $200,000 the past year. So it breaks even. There's some profit. And that's what we distribute as founders to our token holders, right? So each asset is going to have its own business model and its own tokenization structure. The idea is that the founders that build it around it, there are its own benefits of it, co-own it and co-share all the revenues. So Aya, which is the accelerator for AI infrastructure, is going to have its own, it is having its own business model. We have the digital economic zone getting created, but we have an office called Founder Desk right now, which does digital incorporation and helps founders to optimize in infrastructure. So that is still at its first iteration, still doesn't have a sustainable business model. So we test that before we tokenize with our founders within the structure. And once we feel that is ready, then we bring out the investment and token holders and we share all the profits within. So it's really about rethinking what it is to even create an ecosystem of startup founders in a more decentralized fashion as a collective of founders without intermediaries. So we're self-funding everything.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Awesome. Kieran.
Yeah. So thanks, Paloma. I mean, I believe you answered certain things what I had in my mind, but I'm still trying to understand what exactly is being tokenized here, and what sort of rights does it give to the founders? How do you curate the founders who wants to join your founder house?
Cool. So it is a private club, application only, referral fees. Again, works a lot similar to what Soho House model is, or traditionally what a club of investment, a private club of country club will work on, but built for the internet era, right? So most of our founders are coming from the first cohort of founders as referrals. We all self-organize, and we're creating now the governance layers to be able to bring in new members and to acquire the assets, to distribute profits, and to create more assets. So in the end of the day, we're really just building the neighborhood we want to live in, the lifestyle that we believe it positively affect the way we're building businesses in the long run for more human resilience, considering ourselves as individuals. And then this first asset we're tokenizing is the clubhouse. So we're tokenizing a country club. The second asset is Founder Desk, which is the incorporation office in kind of like the WeWork, right? So we're first tokenizing the Soho House, then we're going to tokenize the WeWork, and then we're going to tokenize potentially infrastructure data center and whatever else our community of founders believe we need to build in the island for our companies to thrive, but also for ourselves as human individuals to thrive. So there is in the roadmap longevity center, for example. There is a lot of other assets we already mapped as a community, but the first asset being tokenized right now is the clubhouse.
Got it. So your revenue model would be generated by this tokenization of the assets, physical assets. Okay, got it.
Awesome. Last but not least, Ankit.
Yeah, thank you, Paloma, for the presentation. So how do you plan to scale this beyond like that island, right? Like how do you bring value to people who are not on the island?
Cool. So we are already prototyping what it is to create this toolkit to create physical nodes that interact with also. So we're building digital communities, not necessarily all the benefits are within just the physical node, right? Most of our incorporations that we're starting to do are actually already optimizing for jurisdictions. So we have a partnership with Prospera, and we're doing dual incorporation with other zones right now. But ideally, we're going to create the playbook to create one physical node, and then we're going to expand within. So within the same island, we can expand to other assets. And then within other places in the world, we're going to expand other physical nodes. So potentially, we're looking at right now Honduras Prospera, which is a good jurisdiction, and even Punta del Este or other places. So we've been looking around, but probably our next physical node is Prospera, Honduras.
So does the founder need to be at the physical location, or like do you have like a digital layer as well where someone doesn't need
digital
to be
layer.
At digital nodes?
Yeah, so most of the incorporation service or even live streaming of events or community, right? Just like any country club, like you don't need to go play at the country club tennis every week to benefit from the community of other members that can add value to your business, right? So a lot of the value created is the community itself of selected founders from a global scale, nomadic founders that have been building a successful business on chain and online before, that are just sharing those benefits of knowing each other. And then, yeah, of course, they need sometimes to meet at the beach house to have fun, but they can get benefits for their business and their startups anywhere they are in the world. Most of our founders do not live permanently in Florianopolis, especially because right now we still don't have the digital economic zone. So they stay 3 months here, 3 months in Sardinia, 3 months in the US, 3 months in Dubai, and then they get to experience summer, hopefully all year around. In my opinion, it would be the best. But right, it doesn't really matter where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Thank you, Paloma, for presenting, for bringing this great idea, this great project that's running already, right? Awesome. So let's just wrap up with the judges then, and we can move on to our next presentation slot.
And in the meantime, just to wrap up, Paloma, how people should contact you for knowing more about the house?
I mean, I would say get a flight and come to Florianopolis would be your probably favorite idea. But yeah, just reach me out in X, LinkedIn. Paloma Lechita is literally all across. We're building on Public, an on-chain company, so we're very transparent. You guys can get involved, and we're actually would love to host as many of the founders that are even pitching here in our community, virtual or in person, as we can.
That's nice. Good combo. Awesome.
Perfect.
You can move forward. But I guess I know where to host my next pitch event, right, Paloma? Thank you. So thanks all the judges. We are late for the second panel. Thank you all for participating. And Augusto is handling everything here in the backstage, right, Augusto?
Yep. Awesome. Thank you, guys. I will move you back to the backstage area, and then we can start the next panel. Thank you all for being here. It was a pleasure, a great pleasure.
Yeah, thank all the judges for participating. Now we have the new panel. Let's try to keep the presentations under the 15 minutes so that we can have time to finish everything under the 3 hours. We still have 6 persons to go, right? So, Augusto, do we have everyone here in the room already?
Yes, let's bring them up. Here, send you. Let's bring Aaron. Let's pull some guys from the green room as well. And welcome, guys. Welcome. I guess we're all here then. Let me just double check. Felipe. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for being here. This is our next judging panel, and it's a pleasure to have you guys here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, just a quick introduction about yourselves, what you guys can bring to the table, and then we can start our next presentation. Please, Anirudh.
Hey folks, I'm Anirudh. I'm a staff engineer working on video streaming at Netflix. I'm excited to see all the demos here.
Senthil, please.
Hello everyone, I am Sendil Muthu. I'm a founder of iCISO LLC. Basically, I'm a global CISO with 25 years in cybersecurity. I have my startup here based in Houston, and I'm looking forward for new ideas today.
Hi, I'm Arun. I'm a senior data and AI professional at Amazon. I'm happy to be here and to look forward to judging the projects.
Awesome.
Hey everyone, I'm Mayur. I'm an engineer at Microsoft. I primarily do like performance engineering here on Azure's OpenAI stack. Yeah, excited to be here.
Awesome, thank you for being here.
Hi all, I'm Sahil. I'm a software engineer at Meta. I work on the infrastructure to bring up all the new AI infrastructure and work on optimizing the data centers.
Perfect. And Felipe.
Hey folks, I'm Felipe. I'm based out of San Francisco, Silicon Valley, building AI agents for US tax firms. So yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. Sorry, Arun, have you spoken? Not yet, right?
I did.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys all for being here, and welcome to all. Say again, Mendes?
Yeah, did you get all the 6 presentations?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I guess everybody introduced themselves. Yeah, I just got mishap here. So let's move you guys back to the backstage area again. Thank you all for being here, and let's bring our first presenter of the day to see his great pitch. Guillermo, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you. Please introduce yourselves, and then you can have the stage to present your project.
Yes. So I'm the co-founder of Port and CEO. We are building an AI software for international trade. We are based in New York, and we are actually active members of the AI Collective here. We go to all the in-person events here in New York. It's a very fun experience to be part of. So I'm happy to be here today.
Awesome. Let's try to aim for 15 minutes total, so we can get back to schedule. So yeah, do you need to present anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay, you can do that, and we'll bring it up. 15 minutes pitch plus Q&A. Okay.
Okay.
So we can have everybody. I don't see your screen yet.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Are you sharing already?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Now we can. Awesome. So the stage is yours. Thank you for being here.
Okay, so we are building Port, an AI software for international trade. We come from an exporter's background. During all these years in the industry, we have experienced many problems that slow down the industry and builds up friction, And one of the main problems that we have experienced so far is the trust deficit, since there is a lot of intermediaries in this industry that increase the friction between importers and exporters, including banks or just brokers. This makes most of the deals don't close, because of this. Then there is another problem, which is the traditional payment system led by banks. Is a system actually built for banks and not for businesses, because it's very expensive for small and medium-sized enterprises. It locks up the capital for 5 to 90 days, which can break the cash flow of the companies, and that can lead to bankruptcy. And the third problem that we have encountered so often is the fraud and risk. Since it's international trade, you don't know the other company in the other part of the world. There is a lot of fraud and scams, and most of the companies do manual verification of the documents and get scammed very often. So we are using the current technologies like AI to coordinate both parts, so like buyer and seller, language barrier, different in procedures, and blockchain for transparency and payments, to solve all these problems and create one unified source of truth that all importers and exporters can use. Okay, so this is the current team. We are all based in New York. We are blending AI experience, Web3, and international trade to bring this vision to life. All right. And now I would like to share a quick demo that we have for our platform and explain it over. Can you see this? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
So once the user registers to our platform, they will be redirected to this dashboard. Okay. In this dashboard, the users will be able to have a quick snapshot or the main KPIs about their company, how the company is doing in this platform, their average deal size, their active deals, their monthly volume, time to cash, or if they need to take any action in order to move the deals forward as well. Everything will be in this dashboard. So it's very easy for small and medium-sized enterprises that have never imported or exported before to to use the platform and actually export their products, and take advantage of the arbitrage opportunities. Then we also have a deals tab. This is where users and companies can see their active deals, how many active deals they have, how many are closed, any high risk deals, the pipeline value, and if they want to post any new products in our platform, they just need to complete this simple form where they put the product specifications, like the Incoterms, what units they are using, quantity, total value of this contract, the buyer information, seller information, in case they have it. In case they don't have it, we will match them with another counterpart. And the platform also tells you what stage your deal is. Once you click on the deal, you will see this interface, which is where you interact with our multi-agent system through this chat. Okay, it will start asking questions about the current deal context until it has a clear picture. Once it has a clear picture, details, and that you can e-sign, and later it will be uploaded to the blockchain. And it will also generate the further contracts of the negotiation. Eventually, you will have to pay or receive a payment, and that will be done through a escrow account, which is like a third-party account that you can use using fiat or stable coins. And also, all the documents will be verified in the platform. Okay, so once the conditions of the deal are met and the documents are verified, the payment will be released. Okay, so we are also using smart contracts here, and you can see some documents are approved, some documents are pending. You have approval rate. So our business model here is we have 3 business models. Okay, the first business model is transaction fee. Every transaction that goes through port, we get a small commission from there. Our second business model is a software as a service subscription. And third, in the long term, we want to commercialize with long-term data, and also go adding new features to our platform. So this way we can make international trade more accessible for small and medium-sized enterprise, and help them take advantage of arbitrage opportunities. Thank you. If you have any questions right now, I'm happy to answer. Thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you, Guillermo, for being here. Let me bring our judges for this panel so they can shout out their questions. We have all 6 here. Yes. Thank you guys again for being here. We can go left to right. So Anirudh, please.
Thanks for sharing. So I'm curious about the role of smart contracts and blockchain. So there's still a physical delivery of goods and transfer of money that needs to happen. And you talked about having escrow. So I'm curious, given that the goods that are being delivered and the money that's being transferred, that's not over blockchain, how exactly do smart contracts and blockchain help?
Yeah, so we use blockchain as a unified source of truth. Okay, so every document that is generated through port, using port, is uploaded to the blockchain. Okay, so we use that as transparency. Then for the payments, we are using stable coins, and we are partnering with a company that is going to help us with the ramp on and off. Basically, the smart contracts is because every deal is different. Not all the deals have the same terms and the same clauses. So smart contracts is a way to digitalize that payment system. So once whatever conditions buyer and sellers agree, it will be written in a smart contract way, and once those conditions are met, the payment is released.
But the meeting of who verifies that the conditions have been met?
So the users, for example, if a container is uploaded to the shipping to the ship, the user needs to upload the shipping documents into the platform, okay? And our platform is the one that verifies that the documents are real. Once it's verified, since the money is logged in a state log in our own escrow account, our AI agents are the ones that verify the contract and release the payment.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey, I have a question regarding how do you establish trust between unknown trading partners?
Sorry, what is your question?
So basically, how do you establish trust between unknown trading partners? Because there are like two parties here. One is like buyer, one is like the exporter, right? So do you vet the exporters beforehand, before coming into the platform, and how does that happen?
So how do I bring? Basically, your question is how do I bring the exporters and importers into the platform?
Yes. Do you have any vetting process happening there?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this question because we, as I said at the beginning, we come from an exporters background. We are exporters ourselves. We produce bananas in the Canary Islands, and we export the bananas to different European countries. And we also open our own brokerage firm where we help producers export their products to other countries, and that's how we also realized that they were having the same problems as we were having, right? So basically, the first initial customers will be zero cost for the acquisition. So because we know them personally from our previous business, and then it's something our platform save them money. Like doing a deal in our platform is gonna save them money, because if you use it through the traditional system and you use a bank, you have to use a financial instrument like a letter of credit, and it's gonna be more expensive than if you make a payment through our stablecoin system, and also payments, banks are not 24/7, stablecoins are. So it's a whole complex process. It's one of the oldest industries in the world that still works like in the 90s, but for me, the magic is how you make these importers and exporters benefit from this technology without being tech savvy, right? That's where the magic happens. How can you make them benefit and use them without teaching them about blockchain or AI? Because we actually don't want to make their life more complicated than what already is. We want to make their life easier. So all this technology will happen like behind the hood. And so that it's about money. Like if it benefits your business and you are gonna save money, you are not gonna get a scam, you are gonna get your payment instantly. Why you wouldn't use it,
Got it. Thank you.
Augusto, you're muted. Yeah.
Yeah, the platform tells me that as well. Since we're a bit behind schedule, we'll have time for 2 more quick questions, and then for the next presenter, we'll start from the judges that haven't asked. Okay, so Felipe and Senthu, you guys can ask, and then we'll start the next one with Mayur and Sahil. Okay, Felipe, please.
Amazing, yeah. So Lugo, my question is more business related. Are you already live with a client? And if you are, what have been the main learnings or feedback from these customers?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have an MVP developed. We are going to run our first pilots during this coming week or the following. We are going to do a live trade deal between a company in the US and a company in Ecuador. From these pilots, what we want to do is we want to prove that Port can serve as a coordination layer, international coordination layer between buyer and seller. Okay, so we divide our development by phases. We are not going to develop the full platform all at once. So the first stage is just contract generation and signature, Then we'll add compliance and long-term payments. So in the first pilots, we want to prove that we can use it as a coordination layer and contract generation.
Follow-up is, are you charging for that, or are you going to do it for free while you learn?
For the pilots, since the pilots will be companies that we know from our own network, it will be 100% free. Just we want to get the feedback. Based on the feedback, we will refine our platform and keep iterating. We are currently doing a pre-seed round, and we are having a great momentum here in the city. So if someone wanna contact us, you can contact me on my LinkedIn or by email at alvaro@portprotocol.tech. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to reply.
Awesome. Senhil, please, one quick question. You're muted.
Hi, Lugo, and thanks for the presentation and your passion for the new innovative idea. So I heard that you talked about the risk and the supply chain. I have a question around the cyber. How are you monitoring for vulnerabilities in the third-party LLMs or APIs that your platform integrates for analysis or market predictions?
Yeah, so that's something that my technical team take care of. I'm more on the business and go-to-market strategy side. But I'm happy to get back to you later after this meeting with a clear answer to your question.
So basically, supply chain risk, how are you addressing? Because there are too many trades and everything involved, right? That's my question.
Sorry, what? I didn't hear you well.
Supply chain risk, and were you addressing supply chain risk? Because it's all about trades with the multiple vendors and the platform, right?
So
supply chain risk?
I don't understand your question, sorry.
Okay, so this basically, right, you are involving too many parties involved. You talked about fraud and other stuff. There's pricing, other things are all involved. So if you're onboarding a vendor, and so are you doing a proper due diligence? What is that process involved in onboarding a vendor?
Okay, yeah. So for onboarding a vendor, we are gonna do a KYC process where we will request them to complete their company information as well as personal information and register properly, because we don't want to get sketchy companies in our platform. That's our reputation. That's what we are fighting against. So we will have a specific process to avoid fraudulent companies coming in.
Thank you. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your questions. I'll just move you guys back to the backstage area, and then we can close it up with Guillermo. Guillermo, what's the best way people can find you and reach out?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn or at Guillermo Lugo, or at my email, guillermo@portprotocol.tech. And yeah, I'm happy to contact all of you guys. This has been an amazing experience, and all the previous speeches has been very interesting. I think this situation makes me more motivated to keep working on ideas. Thank you for the invite.
Awesome. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, And for future pitches, just a quick hint for everyone here in the backstage and in the back room. We have 50 minutes per presentation. So if you want to have more questions from the judges, try to shorten your pitch, right? So that's just a heads up.
Perfect.
Augusto, we do have more 2 people to pitch on this slot, right?
Yeah, one more. We kind of have a no-show, but yeah, we can bring. Thank you, Guillermo, and then we can bring our next presenter. Drum roll, Mateos. Ram, welcome, buddy.
Oh, man, nice to have you here on the other side of things.
Right, I'm on the other side. Have you guys watched Stranger Things? Now I feel I'm on the dark side, you know.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, welcome, Ram. Please introduce yourself and the other side now, and then you can have the stage.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. First of all, thank you, Augusto and Matthias. This is wonderful. My name is Ram, and I'm basically an associate director at a nonprofit organization, NSF International. I lead the product management. It's mostly the HR side of it. But I've always judged a ton of projects previously as part of the Venture Minor. So now I'm doing it on the other side. I'm actually presenting one of my passion projects. This is my side project along with a bunch of other folks. And I am actually presenting today for an app that we've built together, and I'm basically helping them out for free. So excited to do it.
Awesome. So you have the stage. Are you going to present something?
Yeah, totally. Let me just share my screen really quick. Let me see if I can actually share screen.
Awesome. Yeah, you should just hit the plus icon there.
Absolutely. Okay, let me know once y'all can see it.
It should be loading. We can see what you're sharing.
Awesome. All right.
It's just a blank. It's just a blank screen, right?
Do you see a blue screen?
No, a blank screen.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me just go back to sharing again. Sorry about that. Share screen. Share screen. I'm saying the entire screen. I'm saying screen 1. I'm saying share. How about now?
Yeah, now we have it. Awesome. So you can have the stage.
All right. Thank you, Augusta. So this one is basically a fully wipe-coded application team, and this is basically coming from a pain point. A pain point for all of us, right? We're talking about the $60 billion hate crisis, and I'm going to talk about that in detail. And I'll tell you how this thing has actually started. Imagine if you are going to a salon and then you've got a bunch of things happening. You provide your request to say, hey, do me like side cut and then give me a fade, and then you all do all of that stuff. But then you get your haircut done and it looks totally different, not the way you expected. And that is the problem that we're trying to answer here. So looking at all of these things, we've asked about 10,000 salon customers. These are all like normal people like me and you, right, who've had this problem. We say, like, what is going on? And they said, we asked for a trim, we got a pixie cut. So whatever they've asked, they got something else. They showed a picture of how they want it. Even then, the stylist messed up. And then they paid $150, and then all of that money is gone. So some of them have actually said they've had all of these problems. So if you look at 95% of the people have had at least one of the haircut related problems. It is such a basic thing that we think like, oh, like what big deal? But end of the day, it affects all of our, our confidence. So really quickly into what we're having is the miscommunication crisis. As you can see, I say as an individual, I go to a salon, I show the picture, I say, I need this particular haircut. And then the haircut happens and it looks nothing like this, right? It's a totally different picture of what I was expecting, right? So 60% of the customers are dissatisfied because of that. And actually because of the confidence, because they do not have the confidence, there is a very high no-show rate, which actually affects the stylists. And then on an average, there is $150 cost per no-show. So we're going to address that. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Would you actually buy a car without a test drive? Would you rent an Airbnb without seeing the photos? Would you buy clothes without knowing your size? You wouldn't do any of them. You would actually first test it to make sure it's fitting your requirement. You would see it to make sure that it's actually good for you, and then you're buying it, right? We do it for all of these things, but we don't necessarily do it for our haircut. And you know what? We're actually in 2026, and that's exactly why we're here to solve the problem. Now we're introducing Airbnb. We haven't really finalized the name yet, but this is the kind of app that we're building. What it basically does is you see it, you like it, you love it, you book it, and then you go for it. So what we basically do is the app asks you to upload 5 pictures of yourself in different angles, top, side, left, right, in different angles. And then you go into the app and then you write or choose the perfect look that you want. You can say, I want a wavy haircut with, whatever, right? And then you choose that. And then the AI basically generates the entire preview. And if you don't like it, you go back and rewrite it. You can choose some of the pre-built prompts, you rewrite it, or you choose some of those, and then you regenerate it. Once you regenerate, and when you like your new AI feature or your AI look, you basically send that to the stylist, and then you pick up a stylist based on the options that you've chosen. So the AI does it for you. It finds out who the best stylist based on the hairstyle that you've requested for. It identifies that, it connects you with that stylist. It sends that pictures if you choose to. It has that security feature. It asks you whether you want to share it. If you share it, the hairstylist will see it. Also, it'll send a full AI-generated text of what the hairstyle should be. It speaks the stylist language. It says, do a 4 scissors to the right, left. We'll see that, right? And it's all powered by Gemini 2.5 Flash, and basically all the way from uploading pictures, generating it, looking at it, and then booking it. That's really it. It's as simple as that. It's exactly like the Airbnb, but for hair, right? So what is changing? The booking rate, we've tested this with a few members within the area where I live. I live in Michigan, and I went to my hairstylist and I said, hey, would you actually use this app? And he was like, this is awesome. I would definitely use this. Right, and I did the same thing, and my team has actually done the same thing with a bunch of other people, both stylists and the customers, because it is a pub-sub, the publisher and subscriber, right, model. The booking rate actually went from 32% to 78%. This is a massive increase that we've seen. The stylist saves time because they don't have to ask you a ton of questions. They already know what to do. The no-shows have actually gone down because the customer got the confidence, as in we, as in people have got the confidence to go and get the haircut. And the satisfaction rates went really high. Now, we already have some of the apps, right? Don't get me wrong. It's not like we do not have an app in the market, but we do not have an app that does the end-to-end of what just explained. We've got apps like Booksy and Fresh and StyleSeed. All they do is help you identify the right salon and then go get your haircut. On the other side, you've got Perfect 365. You can, Modiface and all that. That helps you generate the image, but doesn't connect you to the stylist. We're actually combining those two. We're solving the unique, because we're at a very unique position. We're kind of bridging both worlds, right? We generate the image, we send it to the stylist, and they get it beforehand, and you get the best cut. And this is altogether a new category. How we make money, I think this is really important. We're looking at multiple revenue streams. The first one is commissions on booking. Obviously, we're looking at a 15% commission on the bookings. That'll generate massive revenue is what we think. We're still in the very early phases. And the secondary one is the premium features, where the stylist can go for a pro subscription, basically putting them on the top priority, right? That's about $49 a month. The tertiary ones is the AI style previews. So for a customer, we cannot just give them AI to continuously generate their own styles. So we start charging them, right? And if they go for booking, they would essentially get it for free. But they don't, and if they just want to keep generating the styles, we would charge them about $2 per AI generation. In the future, we can start thinking about the data and partnership where we can bring in the affiliate products and also start marketing them. But this is purely an hair revolution. That's what we're looking at. This is the growth strategy. We're thinking about contacting some of the influencers on TikTok and Instagram and ask them to, support our app and then promote our app. That's going to be the first approach. And then we're also looking at an ambassador program. They're like different things that we're trying to do to get ourselves into the market and become a market leader. There is this AI marketing strategy, which is different from the previous one that you saw. This one's about creating your own personas. This is a new thing that has been recently introduced. We're using N8N. We're using a bunch of AI tools to generate content, AI-generated content, and launch it onto these, public social platforms so that the app gets more and more publicized. And that's what you see in details at the bottom. And in the end, there's a scaling plan, right? How are you going to launch it? So we're looking at launching it in the US, Canada, and South America. And that's why you see the app is now available in French, Spanish, Portuguese, apart from English. And that's day one. Q1, Q2. And then in Q3, Q4, we wanted to expand it to the other regions of the world. And then the year 2, we wanted to go with all of the countries. I know it's a lot. We're trying to do as much as possible. This one's very, very optimistic, I would say, or hyper-realistic, but these two things are definitely doable. And that's where we are. And I know I spent maybe like 5 minutes in talking. I just want to spend a minute in showing you the actual app. And this is a prototype. So this is what the app would look like. You can basically upload your pictures. You can enter your name. This is setting up your profile as a customer. You capture multiple pictures in different angles, and then you would give a prompt. And based on your gender, it'll already start showing you different hairstyles. So if you switch, it'll show you different hairstyles, right? And then based off this, you would give a small prompt, or you could choose a particular prompt. And then I said, give me a green color hairstyle with fade cut. And then I just go and say, continue. It generates that hairstyle for me. It's basically my face, and you'll see some funny pictures, and, bear with me on that. Just a minute, it's coming. Now, as you can see, it has generated different hairstyles for me based on the haircut that I've asked for. And then you can actually compare, like, how do I look before and after? It basically tells you how do I look. And if you're satisfied with that, you would say approve, and it takes you to the booking section, and you can choose a particular salon based on whom you want, and then go for it. As you can see, you can book for a new appointment, and boom, right? You choose a particular one. Let's say you want to go for a haircut, whatever. It asks you whether you want to go with an AI or choose the one that you went for last time. But if you say no, browse all the stylists instead, you can choose something, book a slot. You can either pay now or you can pay later, where this is integrated with Stripe, and you basically confirm and pay. That's really it. So now your booking's confirmed. And now if I log in as a stylist, you will see that my bookings will show up here. And also, you can generate the instructions that says, for this particular style, do this. And it takes a minute to generate the instructions. But if you look at the history, there you go. It gives you the whole thing, like how the hairstyle should be done for this particular customer, which is me. So now as a stylist, I have full details, and we can make it concise to like very, very simplify it. And then send it to the stylist, and they get to choose and confirm it. And basically, I've confirmed the appointment, and I can get my hair done. That's really it. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, great project. You said you had a great project. I'm glad we made it. Glad we made it. Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's bring the judges and see how you handle the other side now.
Sure. Absolutely.
Awesome. We're all here. So please, let's start with Mayur and Sahil. Okay. Please, Mayur, you can go.
Yeah, hi all. Thanks for the demo. It was really nice to see the project live as well. I was curious whether you had any metrics you could share or any data points you could share with respect to what's like the satisfaction rate of an AI-generated haircut versus what the actual haircut ends up looking like for a given salon, and if that stays consistent as you scale up, and if you've had any sort of experience with that, or if you said you've already tested it in your local area, so curious to know how it's.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great question. I think there is a very similar question on the chat as well. I think the haircut that was generated based on the AI one had a very high probability because a very high success rate, because people actually went through multiple iterations. They did not like the first AI image that was generated, and it went through, at least on an average, most of the customers spent 4 to 5 times, have run the same generation 4 to 5 times before they generated the image. And then they've shared the image and they were very happy with what the image looked like. And because the image was used, even the stylist felt very confident in building or getting that exact haircut. And they were saying, most of the customers said there was about a 90 to 95% match of what AI generated with what the stylist has done. So I think that's a very good progress.
Awesome. Thank you for the questions. Sahil?
Yep. Hey, Ram. Yeah, really nice presentation. Really cool problem also. So going to the kind of models that you're using, are you looking at any of the biases that it generates, like when it generates and when it suggests different kinds of haircuts? And what are the kind of benchmarks you are using on top of the default Gemini 2.5 benchmarks?
Right. Oh, awesome question, Sahil. So we first started with OpenAI and Nano Banana before we went to Nano Banana. We started with OpenAI one. The images quality was not so great. So we had to switch to Gemini, which turned out to be really, really useful. In terms of the benchmarks, I would say the highest one we got was for Gemini 2.5, and that's why we had to stick with that. And when it comes to putting it so what was your other question, Sahil? You were talking about the bias, correct?
Yeah.
So we haven't really tested that. That's a great question. We did test it with different genders, as in we've got some customers who are male and some of them are female, and we had them to review the app and generate the images. And especially on the female side, they were very, very excited because they could get exactly the kind of haircut they were looking for. And I think that's a great success for us.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome. Arun?
Yeah, hey Ram, a nice idea, and I completely resonate with this. So basically, I have a question around the marketplace dynamics. What density of stylists is needed for a city to work? And what happens if a demand grows faster than supply?
Right. What if you have more customers?
Yes, but we have a shortage of stylists.
Wow, that's a fantastic question. I haven't really thought about it. I think we need to, so I think one triggers the other, correct? So we need to have more customers so that we have more stylists, and we need to have more stylists to get more customers. So like both of them should grow organically. And that's why we're trying to create some programs, especially for the stylists, so that they can register for free initially. And we're charging them very less when it comes to our commission. We're not going to go with 15% initially because that's a lot. We'll probably start with 7% and eventually scale it to 15%. And that's our goal, to attract more and more stylists on board.
Got it. Another question I had is like, at scale, what is your biggest cost?
Oh, the AI generation, absolutely. Because it's using a ton of tokens right now for generating the AI images. That's why we had to stick to putting at least $2 or $1.99 if they don't choose to go with the actual haircut.
All right, thanks.
Awesome, thank you. Felipe?
Yeah, my question is again more business related. Who are your current competitors for a solution like this?
Actually, there is no solution that does end-to-end, Felipe. We've got two buckets of people. We've got this Booksy is actually the market leader, and I think we've got SquareGo and a bunch of other ones who help us book the appointments. And then on the other side, we've got this Style Guide and a bunch of other things who does hairstyling, and they all are very expensive. They charge a ton of money to even get your cut, right? I mean, to generate the image, if you know what I mean. But then we're trying to combine those two. So it gives us that advantage, because when we generate the image, we're not necessarily charging them heavily, because anyways, they're going to get the haircut. And that's where we would get the business from. That's where we would make the money. So we're not leveraging, or we're not taxing heavily our customers. So I think that will attract more customers, and they can try out different hairstyles before they go to the customer. Sorry, before they go to the stylist.
Awesome. Thank you for the question, Senhil and Anirudh. A quick question. If you guys have a quick question, then we can have you asking.
Sure. Yeah, my question would be, really, it's a cool idea, since out-of-box thinking, and so even I had a bad experience. I had used it before, and thanks for the presentation. Mike, what was your technical challenge, and in your market, what is your market challenge?
Oh, the biggest market challenge for me right now is to bring it into different countries, especially because the app that I've built, or we have built, is fully functional for the US dollars and Canadian dollars and for South Americas. Other than that, we haven't really considered expanding yet. I think we need to spend a lot of time in building that necessary system to capture different currencies. And personally, I don't know how it operates in the other parts of the world in terms of putting a Stripe equivalent system for easy payments. And that's what we have to explore more. That's where we'll spend more time doing.
Thanks.
Great. Anirudh, please.
Yeah. Thanks for the presentation. That was pretty cool. I'm curious about how do you verify the accuracy of some of the flows? So as an example, you need to validate that the generated haircut is possible. It needs to be shorter than your current hair length. And then you need to verify that the generated instructions for the stylist are accurate for that haircut. So I'm curious, do you have any evals to validate the accuracy of those two flows?
Absolutely. And that's a great question. And maybe I should have can I go back to sharing my screen? Maybe not. Great. Can I spend like a minute? Augusta, is that okay? It won't take long, I promise.
Yeah, maybe that would be the last question. We can do the 1 minute explanation, but then
yes. So I think we, as a stylist, they get to create a client note. It basically tells how the haircut went, what was the details, what are very specific details for that customer, and those get saved. And what we're going to do is to use that saved notes and compare them against what has been generated by AI. And it kind of gives you created versus the actual outcome. And it tells you how close we are from the accuracy. And that's the model we're looking at for comparison.
Awesome. Yeah, great project. Well, thank you guys. Thank you all the judges for your time here. This was the second presentation of the slot. We're going to change our judging panel now. Again, it was a pleasure. Feel free to contact us if you wanna make talk to Ram or talk to Guillermo. So yeah, thank you guys again for being here. Let's just move you guys back to the backstage area. And Ram, thank you for your project, dude. I'm actually in need of it. Yeah, you can see it's overgrown, but yeah, Mateos needs it too.
Yeah. You all need a haircut now. Please use the app, okay?
Awesome. Let us know how we can reach out. How can we find you and download your app?
Absolutely. So we're on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere, and I'll share the the IDs so that you all can connect and see what's happening latest on the app. And thank you for having me, Augusto, Matthias. Talk
Yeah,
later.
it was a pleasure having you here on the other side. Thank you. See you, man.
See ya. Bye.
Awesome. Great project, Ram. Long partner. He's been here before judging on the other side. And now I'm going to bring up our next contestants and our next judges. Again, thank you all that participated. Thank you guys from the chat that brought questions. And let's see our next lineup of judges here.
Yeah, while we pull up, Augusto, just a quick reminder for everyone that is joining from the backstage now. We should have like 15 minutes maximum per slot. So if you want to have like 10 minutes conversation with the judges, compress your pitch for 5 minutes, okay? If you demo your project for 10 or more minutes, unfortunately we won't be able to hear questions from all of the judges. So let's try and make it fit in 15 minutes, okay? And thanks all the judges for joining here.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Welcome everybody. Welcome guys. We have newcomers. We have oldcomers that have participated with us already. Please introduce yourselves so we can get to know you guys better. Arun?
Yep. So I'm Arun Pandian. So I currently work as a site reliability engineer at Adobe. With my expertise in cloud infrastructure management, DevOps, SRE, AI, and platform engineering. So I primarily focus on architecting, building, and managing multi-cloud infrastructures, and also I develop a lot of AI agents for AI-driven automation. And by the way, I'm also a PhD scholar. I actively engage in technical and community contributions in terms of like paper publications or technical program committees. Yep. It's a pleasure to serve as a judge today for AI Demo Day. And I look forward to evaluating innovative ideas and learn from others as well. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Raman?
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Raman. I'm a staff software engineer at LinkedIn, where I lead the mobile infrastructure, serving over 1 billion members now. Before this, I built developer tools at Google and led Android development at Snap. I've been doing mobile development for last 12 plus years, and I'm still learning, still day one, and I'm excited to see what all you build today. And I'm here to help however I can. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here again. Apurv?
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Apurv Mehta, currently manager product security at ServiceNow. I've been in the application development and security space for about 8 years now, and also working on AI agents, MCP, agent-to-agent protocols, and basically bringing a security lens to this stage today. So yeah, happy to evaluate my peers.
Perfect. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. Now, Neville, please, a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hey, everyone. My name is Neville. Currently working as staff software engineer at Samsung, mostly in the ad space. Before this, I was at Uber working on identity, and yeah, looking forward to learning about these projects. Yeah.
Augusto, you're on mute.
Thank you. I'm gonna move you guys to the backstage area.
Yeah. The platform warns me, right? So where's the platform warning now?
Yeah. I
Just
died by
kidding.
my
It
time.
happens.
It happens. I'm gonna move you guys to the backstage area so we can introduce our next presenter. Okay. Again, thank you for being here, and let's see what we have. And now, starting our last judging panel, let's bring to the stage Armando. and let's see what he has. Welcome. Early morning for you guys.
See here.
About 4 a.m. here.
You are in the other side of the world, brother. Traveling too much.
You know me, I like to travel.
That's good. What do you have for us today, bro?
I joined this startup like last year, and we've been like planning. I started developing also last year. I did a small MVP for a hackathon, and I did a much better version with AI tools, of course. Even the design, I did it with the Stitch Google. So I can show it later today. So I will start with the presentation.
Okay.
So give me
You
one
can share
second.
your screen, and I'll bring it up.
Okay, so basically, it's called Maritime DAO. I joined Gintz, which is the co-founder as well. Basically, what we're trying to do, we're trying to solve a problem in the maritime industry that is people do not have access to cargo ships because it's a very closed environment, and the costs are very, very high to get in. Like there is a cost barrier. So basically, what we thought was, okay, we can get a ship, split it into NFTs that will be yield-bearing NFTs, and then it will generate yield on whatever the ship makes every month, and then gets distributed minus the costs, of course, to the NFT owners. So first, let me present the team. It's Gintz, which is a long time into the maritime industry, as well as Janice, which is the project manager. Myself as the CTO, I've been programming for a very long time, around 3 years in Web3, and Arthur also helping us develop some parts of the project. It is not such a small project. I will show you why. First, we thought the DAO structure, so anyone can not only invest but also participate in the decisions of what's going on with the ecosystem, right? So first of all, this is the MVP, the latest MVP. I have made different versions of the MVP, and this is the last MVP. The idea was to have a Web2 experience on Web3. If you are an advanced user, you can log in with your wallet, with your Web3 wallet. If you're a Web2 user and you know nothing about blockchain, you can log in with your email, and we're using Privy to generate a hot wallet. And the user doesn't really need to know, right? They can use a credit card using Stripe. And if you're an advanced user, you can use your wallet and use USDC, for example, to buy the NFTs. So you will see the platform. First, you can, like I was saying, you can log in with your email, you can log in with your wallet. There are many options to log in, and then you can see all the parts of the web page. That will be the marketplace, the DAO governance, where you can see in the marketplace, you will see either the primary marketplace, where we post the ships that are available, and also the secondary marketplace for the users that can sell their NFTs In case they just want to exit, they can sell their NFTs. The DAO governance part is to create proposals or vote on them. Your dashboard, you will see all the information about your purchases, your yield, and also we have a token, which is for Margot, and we have a part for ShipCheck AI, which is another part of the ecosystem. This is the dashboard I was talking about. You can see your portfolio value, how much have you earned, how many vessels or pieces of a vessel you own, the yield. So here you can see the ones that you have bought. You can claim some yield, and you can also transfer your tokens, right? In the marketplace, you can either purchase. You can, like I told you, you can use Stripe using a credit card. If you want to try it out, you just put 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, and then complete the fields. You will be able to buy the one NFT of either of the ships that I created. There are just test ships right now. And you can also put it for sales, like you can put any value for the ship NFT. And for the DAO governance, it depends on the ships you own, the voting power that you will have. But we still need to take a little bit of work on the DAO part. So we did tokenize the first ship, I think a couple of years ago. It's being used as accommodation in Latvia. Right now, it's posted on Booking. So this was for 403 NFTs that was done on Cardano. But right now, that we're trying to move that to the new platform once it's live. Right now, it's on testnet. So the market opportunity is quite big, because shipping is huge, and it's a $10 trillion market. It will grow on asset tokenization until 2030. It's the market opportunity. We are building it because we think it's a very good way for people to own a part of the business, and that generate yield. And also, like the seafarer, the people are working in the industry, don't have much saying on what's happening. So that's also a good drive for us. The market research is like we can do the tokenization for the new audience, and then create some other ways to generate value with the other parts of the ecosystem. So the first, what we want to do is like go live, obviously, bring Lotos, and then buy new ships. We have a few in sight that obviously we need some funding to finish all the marketplace and all the ecosystem for Maritime DAO, and then like do some strategic partnerships, get our token launched, and then also get all the partnerships within the ecosystem. We have different parts of the ecosystem. I will talk a little bit about the other part. So we have the marketplace, that is what I showed. We have the DAO, which I also showed, and we have the ShipCheck AI, which it will be in inspections. I'm working right now on that part of the ecosystem. It's AI driven inspections, like VR. You point your phone and you get a rating on what you're showing. So this will help avoid issues with inspections, because sometimes people can just check that something is done and it's not really done, but with like live on your phone, you cannot tamper with that, right? So we did our competitor analysis. we know there are some initiatives that are trying to do almost the same or the same, but right now we have been the first to go further with this MVP. For the fundraising, we're trying to raise 500,000 for in valuation of 2.5 million. That will help us complete the launch of the ecosystem completely. Also have some marketing, because obviously it's important for all the projects. And we will have a little bit of buffer just in case that, like what's happening now with the market, like we need to be careful with this. So this is the ecosystem. You can check, this is the older webpage. The MVP is in the QR on the link that I showed you before. This is the email or the Telegram. So if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Awesome. Thank you, Armando. If you want, we can show the QR link later again, so people can test it a little bit more. So let's bring up the judges, and let's start our conversation on it. Let's start with Apoorv, please.
All right. Yeah. So thank you for introducing us to this maritime AI app. My question is more about the ShipCheck AI feature in your app. Could you elaborate a little bit on what exactly does it help, like enable you to do? Is it more towards the document verification? Is it more towards adversarial input checks? How are you using AI to make sure that those entries are legitimate and not like a malicious attacking agent?
No, actually it's for inspections of the ships. Like you know that you need to do safety inspections on the ship regularly, and as Gintz told me that sometimes it's not done properly. So ideally, you will have an app and you will point your phone at the places that you need to inspect, and it will use like a local model in the phone, like either YOLO or Gemma, some local model to analyze what you need to inspect. For example, if you have to have a fire extinguisher and it has to have this location and this position, that will be the main goal, like avoid issues of inspections in the ships.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So I have a question. So thank you for sharing your idea. So for the first tokenized vessel that you shared, how many tokens actually sold to external investors, and what cash yield have you received so far on that?
Right now for the first ship, it's not a lot. I think around 70 tokens were sold. And the tracking of that one, it's been done manually. It was a collection on Cardano, and the tracking of the owners has been done manually. It's done by the co-founder. That's when he reached to me. He's like, "Hey, we need to do like a platform for this. It's not possible to do everything manually, and I need help." And that's when I joined in.
I see. Okay. I have one more question on the legal and regulatory framework. So which specific legal framework are you operating under for fractional ship ownership, and in which jurisdictions are the vessels and investors located?
Mostly on Europe right now, because the captain, like Gintz, he's located in Latvia. So we do have an incorporation. I think it was in Latvia as well. So right now, as I know, until we reach the threshold of 4 million, we can do it as it is, like as a platform for fractionalization. Like the company which is incorporated with will own the ship and emit some certificates. That's what we are actually selling with the NFTs, like the certificates of fractionalized ownership of the ship.
Awesome. I guess I was muted before when I called Arun. Please. Question.
So I would like to ask about the tokenization model. So what are the maritime assets are being tokenized, like vessels, cargo, any specific thing that you want to highlight?
Right now, the first ship that we have is used as accommodation, but we're looking to tokenize actual cargo ships. What the one we are looking for is a cargo ship that can generate, I think, maybe $20,000 per day. But it varies, right, depending on the current usage. But it's around that, and so it will be the yield will be around 8%.
And what are how do you collect the data sources? Like where you collect it? How you extract the data and feed it to the models? Like what are the data that is required?
Excuse me?
I don't know. I was asking like what are the data sources that you use, like especially like IoT or any data, like how you collect it to feed it to the AI system?
Oh, for the inspections.
Yes.
It will. Okay. We have training data that we are collecting ourselves. Also, we're using the regulations. Like it's a manual with regulations. That with the training sets will be the data for the model.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. I had a slight internet issue here. I fell down, but I'm back now. Please, Neville.
Sure. Here, Mado, great presentation. I had a question on the yields. You mentioned that the token actually has a yield coming. How do you collect that? Like, is it charter fees? Is it like resale appreciation?
For the cargo ships will be it's a ship that is doing shipments, right?
Okay.
So whatever the cargo ship will generate each month, minus the maintenance and the all the expenses, that will be distributed to the NFT owners.
Right. So it's basically like charter fees and stuff like that. All the income the ship generates. And I guess the other question was more around like legal and regulatory requirements, but I think you answered that before. So
Yeah. We have a legal team, and we are like currently, like we did get an approval for in Dubai for this, but currently with the current MiCA law in Europe, like we're both based in Europe, like as far as I know, until we reach the threshold of 4 million, we can operate as we are doing it right now.
Got it. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one question. That's a great presentation as well. So what are there any similar software solutions available?
There is one that it's working on it, but I think they don't have the MVP route right now, which is Ship Phoenix.
Okay.
They're working on the same direction. We know them. Like Games has good relations with them, and we're all talking. But we have like the MVP ready, and we're closest to go to live than them.
Thank you.
Well,
Awesome. Great questions, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Armando, for his presentation. Thank you, all the judges, for the question. I'll move you guys to the backstage area so we can prep our next presentation. And while this, maybe Armando, can you please let us know how we can reach out, how we can find your Maritime DAO project and test it?
Sure. Should I share the QR again, right?
It can be, or you can just shout out your socials so people can follow.
Well, we have Instagram, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter or X. This is my personal X, which is ArmsBest. If you Google Maritime DAO, it's gonna pop up everywhere.
Awesome. Thank you again for being here. Great project, great presentation. And again, I'm going to move you to the backstage area so we can bring our next presenter. Please welcome Santiago. Welcome, Santiago.
Hey, hi.
Awesome, glad you made it. Please, quick introduction about yourself, and then you can present your project. Bring your screen if you want to share your screen. Just remember, if you want to have a good conversation with the judges and have their great feedback, just try to keep it okay?
Try to keep it short. Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Santiago Arcila. I'm a mechatronics engineer and global markets management from Colombia. And I'm here to present the project I've been working on these years. Let me check here to present. Share screen. Okay, share screen. And from here, this one. Okay, let me check here. So I've been working on Bora, a digital wallet, but not like any other wallet. Let me show you why. First, this is my team.
We're seeing a pop-up in front of your presentation.
Yeah, let me check. Oh yeah, here. So that one. They're better. I think that's all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this is my team. This is my team. I'm Santiago, and a couple of students on their first semesters in programming. So this is the opportunity we saw. What if accounts from a digital wallet were actually handled as neurons within an artificial neural network? So with that question, we began to work, and we found that very, very interesting properties begin to emerge. Basically, this is the model. It's basically an algorithmic paid forward. And basically what it is a modified balance equation. So when a transaction is made, we create a link between sender and receiver, and there is an added fee that acts as a feed forward that begins to be accumulated in an auxiliary account of the receiver. And when a condition is met, that auxiliary is distributed back between those links, trying to match, trying to weaken back those links, sort of a backpropagation algorithm within the network. So this is the equation. It defines a balance and a meta-balance, a goal for the network to reach. And the behavior that we see is that basically users begin to recoup 100% of their base of their base of the transactions. So for example, a user pays for lunch 20 USD, and that's 10% voluntary fee. And then over time, while there are transactions within the network, that user is going to be receiving back bit by bit the base of the transaction he made before. In this case, he receives back slowly those 20 US that he paid for lunch. So in the end, it's just like if that lunch just costed the fee, the voluntary fee that the user made. And that's just the main feature that we found and that we had on the development. So we already have a prototype, a working prototype of the wallet. So let me show you here. It's already working. I mean, it's a website. Let me show you. Here. Change the screen here to share here the wallet. Let me check here if, yeah. So this is what an user would see. Basically, he will have an account, the balance, and a meta balance. So let's just log in. We have Alice at test.com. Password. Let's see if I remember Alice's password. So I mean, the website it's live. You can, it's just to play with Monopoly money, just to make transactions and test. So here we're gonna see how would a user would see the wallet. Okay, here we go. So like any other wallet, I mean, we could say that she's going to charge this wallet with, say, $100. Okay, so Alice has now in her account $100, and her meta balance is 100 as well. So let's say she's going to send someone, in this case myself, some money. Let's see here. Let's say this one is one of my test accounts. 64 0. Say she's going to pay that lunch again. Let's say she's going to pay something $80, a purse or something, and with a fee rate of no, I mean my math is wrong. Hi.
Just a quick heads up. If you want to save time for the Q&A with the judges, we should be.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you could all test this app yourselves. I mean, with some test accounts. The thing is working. I mean, you can see if you start making transactions with one that make an initial transactions, and other users that make transactions, you see with the first one that the first one starts to recap the base transactions we had. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show and what I'm working on at the moment. So sharing your screens, and yeah, sure, I'm open for questions now because that's what I wanted to show. Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations on the on the presentation. Let's bring the judges up. Oh, sorry, Bill. Arun, yeah, awesome. Approve, please.
Sure. Hey, thank you, Santiago, for sharing with us today. I took a look at your Netlify link. So since this is on public cloud, right? Do you currently have any security features in place to, protect yourself against DDoS attacks and things like that over the internet?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just for showing that the concept works, proof of concept.
Yeah.
That's it.
Any plans in place to add those layers in future?
But yes, of course, when we refactor the whole thing for launching into production, yeah, it has to be one of the first priorities. On security itself of the system itself, yeah, since it's a whole new concept for financial transactions and that, I still haven't checked how could people like actually exploit the system. And actually, I would be very interested in see if there's something I'm missing. How people exploit the system?
Sure, sounds good. Feel free to reach out anytime. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, hi, Santiago. I have a question. So you mentioned that this software is built based on a resilience protocol. What does that mean? Like, what are these reliability practices that you follow for building this software solution?
Yeah. Basically, the resilience protocol is the story of how I found the project. This began, I saw it as a proposal for a social security network of what was going to be BitNation, once a very old crypto project. And I mean, I got intrigued in how it was trying to create that. Yeah, that's that social security platform within that crypto project. So I took what I could try to understand from that resilience protocol that was done. And actually, at first wasn't defined as a mathematical model, as a neural network. No, it was just a description of how it was going to operate. So I took that description so that it was similar to those models I had studied during my career, and ended up with this equation that defines how the cash flows goes in the wallet. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, hi Santiago. Thanks for great presentation. Yeah, since we talk about the equation, I have some related question. So under the hood, is it just pure math, or it involves some sort of AI ML as well? And how do you ensure that the algorithm is fair and doesn't favor early users?
Okay. So on the side of the AI, it's just a network that I just let it organize itself. But it could be directed into a certain type of goals. So that's maybe something to explore. And the other question on how to ensure that, no, the thing is that it's a new kind of way to see this this paradigm. Yeah, I mean, early users are going to be those not exactly benefit the most, because I mean, if you redeem the whole system as a whole, yes, those that had participated first are going to have their transactions being recovered first, but the system is going to keep working as long as there is transactions within the network, not necessarily new users coming to the network, which I believe that was the concern and the flag that it first sparks with the description of the protocol.
Yeah. Fairness is what I'm basically concerned of. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing from within the model itself is that users actually begin to kind of compete within the network, because there are going to be those, for example, who add it's a voluntary fee, so there are those who add more percentage than others. So those that are adding more, they're adding more. That means when distributions are made, those are going to get back more from those distributions, so they're going to get faster that recouping mechanism. But when the transaction is actually made, the meta balance goes slow and gets drained faster. So there's always a balance. There are, how do you say that, counterweights within the whole model.
Thank you.
Neville?
Hey, Santiago. So I had a quick question around, I guess, getting your feedback. Like, does the system reward some specific behavior? Or, like, you gave the lunch analogy where you pay for the lunch and then you pay $2 as network fees, and then eventually you will get your entire lunch money back. Like, do you reward some specific behavior as such, or do you just wait for your money to come back?
Basically it's just most speculation, prediction that people are going to be more lenient to spend. Because to spend without, how do you say? Because the main goal was is when I was studying the system was this effect that of demand collapse by liquidity strain, which is that people want to consume but they don't have enough money to go and consume again. So basically what the system is trying to do is address that issue, to distribute liquidity back to those consumers to keep the system going. So that's what I expect from the system, and that is to people to keep consuming.
Keep consuming. Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And we managed to finish it in time. Awesome. Great questions. Great presentation, Santiago. Congratulations. That all went well. Glad you made it with your camera on. That was awesome. So I'm gonna move you guys to the backstage area again, so we can bring our last presenter of today, and start wrapping up. One quick thing before, Santiago, how can people reach out and find your project? Just shout out so we can find you.
Yeah, sure. The project, all I have at the moment is that test website, that bora02.netlify.app. So at the down in the website, there are a couple of links to reach out to me.
Awesome.
Okay,
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Let's test it out, guys, and help them build. Thank you again, Santiago. And last but not least, let's bring to the stage our last presenter. Please welcome Bill.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping things hold up. It blacked out twice, so if I disappear, it's not because I didn't want to talk to you.
Awesome. Welcome, Bill. Please introduce yourself and you can start presenting.
Okay, let me see if it'll work. Share screen. If I can find it.
Hello, Bill.
Working?
Yeah, as soon as you start sharing your screen, we can pull it up to this stage.
I'm trying to get it to do that. It should.
No worries. Sometimes there are some permission issues, and then you need to log out and log in again.
Yeah, it's entire screen. Let me see. Screen one.
Don't worry, Bill. Take your time.
It is just being a pain because I've got the thing up.
Depending on the browser that you're using, depending on the browser that you're using to share your screen, it can be a little tricky.
Let me see if it'll bring up upload file. Let me see if it'll open it.
If you have a link, we can share it. You can send the link and we can share it for you as well.
Yep, I'm trying to find it right now. Okay, well, I'm just going to bring one up. It's not the one I was going to give, but it'll work. It just doesn't go into the AI.
Awesome.
No, that's great. And you can also tell about the AI features while you're presenting. Yeah, we are almost above 3 hours of live, so let's try and wrap it up.
I understand. So I'll get through the regular pitch pretty quick. It looks like it's trying to load up. Got this spinning ball of death.
When it loads up, we can pull it up here.
Okay, well, I can go over some of this stuff while it's trying to pull itself up. My name is Bill Howe, and my company is IFCA Labs, and we're going to put kiosks in accessible and affordable places where the average person can test and track their brain health. There we go. Come on, baby. Okay, so my daughter plays hockey in Arizona, and when she was in college, she played lacrosse, and I used to get phone calls saying, "Daddy, I made a girl bleed," and it's like, I'm proud of you, hon, but I think she may have caused more brain injuries than she got, but you worry about that, and the big problem is that we all know about is concussions, but the thing most people don't realize is 50% are unreported. Youth are very vulnerable, and subconcussions are something that no one talks about. Okay. We also examined it a little bit, and we found, talking to the VA Medical Center out of Syracuse, New York, that they told us point blank, well, they lack a way to track their traumatic brain injury patients over time. And we had 2 teams that went to West Point Military Academy for some events, and we met their director of human performance, and she pretty much repeated the same thing the VA said. We interfaced with a gentleman named Asher Allen, a former Minnesota Viking, who retired early in his career because he didn't know what was happening to his head with the multiple impacts. And he said he may have played longer if if we had this kind of system. Now, part of the problem, if you go to the doctor, he tells you to follow my finger. 2 of the tests, which is back and forth, called Saccades, and one that's slow, called Smooth Pursuits, is a subjective test, but the doctor can determine 4 different areas of your brain that may have an issue. Right now, there's no qualitative monitoring. It's not like your weight or your calories, anything like that. And 120 to 130 million people are affected by brain injuries alone. So we've come up with a platform that we can run tests with to give you objective measurement. It's repeatable. So now you can test yourself over time and see how it changes. You get baseline results, comparison, historical results. And we're keeping it affordable. We're standardizing the hardware, and we're using proprietary software. Why IFCA Labs? Well, we've got a team of professionals that have dealt with big projects. My background is electro-optics, working with weapon systems, capturing data from weapons tests, and running quality control for intelligence products with very, very tight tolerances. One of our advisors is the department head of computer science at Notre Dame University, and another one is a former director of Amazon Care. And I sponsored and mentored student projects out of Binghamton University, and many of these tests were developed by these teams. We had over about 4 or 5 years, 100 students, and 2 of the teams were invited to present at West Point. And of course, we've got competitors, and the biggest thing we looked at was the competitors and what their problems are. And the biggest thing is they're in the clinical space, and it's a real tough sell, and it makes your cost to get to market exponentially higher. And our goal is to be outside the clinic and make it more accessible to the average person. So our initial market is going to be sports facilities, gyms, fitness businesses, wellness. Mainly because we need to put the kiosks into vendors such as this, where the customers are already proactive about their health. They already worry about the numbers, and you give them something else that they can track that makes a big difference in their health. Our go-to-market, sports, fitness, wellness events, consumer acquisition. We plan on targeting youth events as far as like Little League, football, soccer, things like that, and educate the public on how important brain health is to them. Now, business model, we intend to lease the equipment to the vendors for about $250 to $300 a month, and the consumers will have an app where they can access the data and have journal their sleep habits, their eating habits, their stress levels, things like that. And we anticipate in a neighborhood of $20 million in sales within the first 4 years. And that's in the just in the Southeast US. Growth, you've got a number of ways we can grow. We can go to additional vendors, chiropractors, education systems, add additional tests, dyslexia impairment, additional systems, eventually clinical level systems, law enforcement. But our big push is going to be artificial intelligence, because where the real value is in how we handle the data. As we capture data, we can run machine learning on people that already identify with certain health issues. And we can teach the system to recognize those markers. And then the system will be able to tell a person when they have the same markers that, okay, maybe you want to talk to your doctor about this. And the big thing about the AI we have to do is it's what's called explainable AI. So it has to explain in general terms why the system is recommending that you go talk to your doctor. When you go talk to your doctor, we intend to have a link where the doctor can link to it, and it'll have explainable information that's more on his terms that say, based on current medical practice, saccades, smooth pursuits, this individual is showing these types of symptoms, and this is why we're sending to them. We're also looking at including information from research that shows how a subjective measurement versus objective, how an objective measurement can pick up keys that the doctor can't. And we found there's research going on right now with the acceleration rate of eyes on the saccades. You can detect Alzheimer's 10 to 15 years earlier than current methods. And when you go to the doctor, when he does his saccades, he's not going to be able to pick up a 10 or 20% change, where our objective measurement with multiple measurements can do that. Now, my goal is to be able to call my daughter and say, hey, how was your hockey game this weekend? And what's your IFCA score? And I want everybody to be able to say, hey, what's your IFCA score? What's your brain health look like? Right now, we're working on doing a $250,000 pre-seed round to get some systems in place and some pilots in place and go towards a $2 to $3 million seed round. And I hope you guys are still here with me, because my other screen blanked out.
Awesome. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're definitely still here. But yeah, thank you, Bill. Great project, meaningful, absolutely meaningful. And let's bring everybody up to the stage so we can have a conversation with our judges.
Yeah, I'm glad I moved it to the other monitor, because my other screen on the laptop is completely blank.
But we can see you and we can hear you fine. Okay. Just a quick heads up. So we have time for exactly 4 questions. I will ask to you guys if you have a follow-up question, feel free to hit me up an email and I'll pass it out to Bill. Okay? Please, Arun, you can start.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a wonderful initiative, I would say. I have a question. So you talked about like only concussion-related problems that this software solution can help track and monitor. So is it like only for concussion-related, or it can monitor the entire brain-related issues, like if I have any headache or if I have like migration? Is this will this software solution can help me to track and maybe provide some information how I can solve that?
Yeah. Well, the big thing, and a lot of the people that talk to us are people that either play sports or they have kids that play sports, and they worry about, is that sport causing damage? And so what we're trying to do is have them be able to test their child over time and see if there's any damage. If nothing else, we're selling peace of mind. But yeah, there's also the opportunity, let's say you wake up and something's not quite right and you got a headache. You can go test yourself, but to be totally honest, if you've got symptoms of a stroke or you took a bad fall and think you have a concussion, I would probably go to the urgent care instead of us, because we're designed as a measurement tool to capture data that you can see over time. So we don't want to be saying we can diagnose that you've got the concussion or you've got a stroke. And I don't want you to waste the time going to see us when maybe you should be going to urgent care if you've got a major issue going on. But if you're worried about how stress and fatigue affect how your brain processes, yeah, that's when you go see our system.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Bill, for sharing this really great initiative. My question to you was, you mentioned one of the key things for you is the use of AI and machine learning, right? So as a starting point, what kind of data set are you using, and were there any governance challenges there?
Well, the data set, basically we're going to keep our data very quarantined. It'll be the eye tracking data we capture from the kiosk. So we'll be using the eye tracking data, looking for a lot of the cues that doctors look for: overshoots, undershoots, acceleration rates, variance, delays, things like that. Now we've got a lot of other tests we'll add in later, but right now we want to concentrate on what they already use.
Okay.
So it's pretty much visual that we, but it's down to position. But we intend to have, like, fields that input pre-existing conditions, and on the phone apps they can put in like fatigue levels, their diet, and that'll come into it too, because what we want to look for is, number one, you want to look for the trend analysis to see how that process changes over time, for like, brain changing in the case of concussion or Alzheimer's. But we also want to be able to look for what causes variances, something like your diet, your stress, things like that. And the main reason we have the kiosk is eliminate those physical variables. So the screen is always the same, your eye position is always the same. So when you test, it correlates with every test you've done, and no matter what machine. So by eliminating the physical variables, then we can concentrate on the variables caused by the individual.
Awesome.
Hi, Bill. Great presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have a question about FDA clearance. So how do you navigate FDA clearance for this as a wellness device, and versus a diagnostic tool, especially with disease detection claims?
Well, that's a good question. And basically what we are going to be initially is that bridge between the wellness app on your phone and clinical level. So we are not diagnostic. We are a measurement tool that captures measurement. Now we can make recommendations that you may want to talk to your doctor, and we'll give them the information and the place to start so the doctor makes the diagnosis. Now, our goal eventually is to build the AI to the point where it can make diagnostics, and all along the way, we'll follow the FDA procedures to do that. You know, so we can get to the point where we make diagnosis. And the idea is you'll have these systems in the consumer marketplace, and your doctor will have a system that's got a much more advanced imaging, hyperspectral, high frame rates that can make a full diagnostic. So we're looking at it. We're basically staying in the place of that app on your phone. So we're just capturing data, and we're running quality control methods to show you how the data on that process, even though the process is your brain, how that changes. And one of my chief business officer, her background is pharmaceuticals and dealing with the FDA with drug trials. So, you know, we are keeping them in mind. We know what they, you know, but we're designing it to actually develop the FDA data as we capture data. So instead of going and saying we need $100 million to create this and go through FDA trials, we're going in for a lot less money, creating a profitable business model as we develop it and go through trials.
Hey, Bill, great presentation. I had a quick question. Can you walk us through like the user experience at a kiosk? Like, is it purely screen-based, or is there any like additional hardware involved?
No, it's just going to be a small kiosk that'll have a screen and a place where you set your chin, and you'll be able to set the height so it's comfortable, and that ensures that your eye is always the same level. The test will run about probably 3 minutes. As we add tests, you may have the option to choose other tests. We've got other ones we can do, but we want to concentrate on just the first floor, and other things will drive those. The idea is you'll be able to go to your gym, run the test, and it'll pull up the plots and things like that, and we can show historical and comparison to you know, your demographic. But the idea is they'll go test at the gym, and then they'll have their app on their phone, and they can pull that up, and they can pull up the historical data and some of the quality control methods that show the trends. Because the big thing, the gyms don't want somebody sitting there for half an hour looking at all their information.
Right. Right. Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the judges to being here. It was a pleasure seeing your questions, seeing all the conversation that arose from our projects. Thank you again. I'm going to move you guys to the backstage area. And Bill, please let us know how we can reach, how we can see what you're doing, and how we can reach you on socials or.
We have a website, ifcalabs.com. It doesn't really talk about the AI because we've kind of been keeping that in the background. Only recently we've been talking about that. You can get me at william.howe@ifcalabs.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you a lot for being here. It was a pleasure seeing your company, your project. I've been into sports. I've had my head hit a lot of times. I used to skate, so I fell a lot on my head, and I might need to be checked as well.
Yeah, and we've been working on this for a couple of years. I mean, I was originally, my startup was transportation and computer vision. That's what I was doing with the kids in Binghamton, and I got involved with a healthcare place. So we started having our projects with the students be healthcare related. But we also designed some things as an athlete. If you ever played sports in college or high school, a lot of the students we had told us that their coach would say, hey, do really crappy on the cognitive test so that it doesn't look as bad when you take a hit. So we've actually designed in systems and the algorithms to look for people gaming the system. So you won't be able to do a crappy job to have it not look bad when you really take a hit.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, thank you again, Bill, for being here. It was great seeing your project.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, hope to see you again.
Yeah, I hope my computer works better next time. I'm glad I put it on a different screen, or I'd be dead in the water.
Yeah, awesome. It was great. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So yeah,
And
here
thank-
we are, Mateus.
Yeah, thank you for all of you that joined, and mostly as well, everyone that is watching us to the end. We got like 50 to 60 people sticking around, so that's great. Got, I guess, 8 very good demos today. And like AJ said at the beginning, it might be the first of many. So hit subscribe to Luma Calendar. If you want to get instructions, go to the first minutes of today's video. You'll see that on YouTube and socials. So there are all the instructions for you to subscribe to our calendar to get notified by all of our events and get in the loop. So thank you very much. Thank you, Augusto, for handling the
Thank
call
you,
and
guys.
everyone who participated.
Awesome. See you. Bye bye.
Awesome.